Welcome to What It Should Be. I'm JD.
I'm Dean.
Today we have Burl with us.
Hello, Burl.
Burl, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Hello, fellas. My name is Burl. I'm the vice chair of the Johnson County Libertarian Party. I am the assistant coach of a 12U Cleveland baseball team and the self-proclaimed leader of my neighborhood watch group.
Awesome.
Self-proclaimed leader.
I'm the only member of the neighborhood.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, are you actively trying to recruit people? Or you just,
it's like a Batman situation. It's
I'm
I'm working on it on my own. No, I have a belt, but that's not what I use it.
Did you ever see that movie, The Watch?
Yes.
Is that what inspired you? You wanted to find
very
aliens?
similar, yeah, very similar. Actually, a midget stole my kid's bike. That's a whole nother long story, and so we've had to start a kind of a security group.
I want to hear about the midget taking the bike now.
Okay, well, I mean, is that where we're going to start?
I think so.
All right, so one day we wake up and we get ready to go to school, and my kid's bike is always outside, leaned up against the door. It was a brand new bike. He had just gotten a new one. He had upsized, and he was very proud of it. And he kept it in a certain spot and everything. And the bike wasn't there, and he cried about it. It wasn't behind the fence. It wasn't locked up. I told him to keep it on a bike chain, and he never would listen. And I had to sit there and watch him cry and cry. We went all around the neighborhood looking. I even stopped a couple of kids on similar bikes and asked them, "Where'd you get that bike?" But it's like a Walmart bike, so like everybody in town has one, So anyway, long story short, cut to 3 days later, I'm driving towards work, and I look over, and there's a kid, and he's riding a bike that looks exactly like my kid's bike. The back reflector's broken exactly the same. There's spray paint on the back wheel where my kid had tried to spray paint his wheels green, but it didn't quite work out for him. And so I know that I found it. This is the bike. And so I roll the window down, I pull over, and I said, "Hey, get off that bike." And he looks at me, and it's not a kid. It's a grown little person. Yeah.
Awesome.
And he's known around town. He worked in, I don't want to name him, but he's known around town. He worked at Kroger. He has a little bit of a drug issue and yada, yada, yada. So
he's a midget.
He's a midget. Yeah,
druggy.
he's this big. He's like maybe 3'4".
He's a...
Do you want me to bring up a picture?
No, I'm just
he's a drug addict midget.
He's a drug addict midget thief.
Yes,
Yeah.
that stole my kid's bike.
Okay.
And the worst part about it is he kind of knows me and my wife and my family and stuff like that. I don't believe we were targeted because of that. I don't think he knew where we used to live. I don't think he's been to our house since we used to live at our old address. But it just one of them small town coincidences, I guess. But yeah, I took the bike back from him. He tried to give me a story about I bought it from this guy for $10 and I don't know where he got it. He said he bought it at the pawn shop or whatever. And I said, "Whatever, dude." I said, "This bike was sitting outside my house 3 days ago. If you bought it from one of your friends, you need to tell him he stole my kid's bike." But a midget stole my kid's bike.
That's great. And that's what spurred you to start the neighborhood watch.
Yeah, and so then I started a neighborhood watch, which is essentially just me sitting out on my porch drinking beer, watching the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like
that's how all great organizations start.
I'm watching them.
Yeah. You don't drive around?
No, I can't.
Bullhorn?
No, I don't drink and drive. I do not recommend drinking and driving around your neighborhood.
But on a kid's bike,
you should hire the midget to drive you around.
I don't think he's allowed to drive either. That's why he was on a bike.
That's right. Damn.
I didn't think about that. There's an endless supply of bicycles.
Just
if you're a little person, hanging around in
just
small
kids'
town
bikes,
America,
yeah.
just kids' bikes, because they're everywhere.
For sure.
You don't have to be like,
And so now
it's a kid's bike because you're like, that one works too.
What's worse is now I have my son is jaded. He used to live in a world where he could just leave his bike outside unattended anytime, and now he knows he has to lock it up or else the lollipop guild will come and take it.
Damn. That's great.
Oh,
that's great.
Man.
It's a good lesson. How old is he?
He is 12. I coach his baseball team. That's
it's a good lesson to learn early. Lock your shit up, or the midgets will take your shit.
Or they will. That's exactly what will happen.
Oh my God! All right, so
are we gonna get the midget contingent to come after us for calling them midgets?
Am I not supposed to say that?
Yeah,
No,
well.
I refuse to call them little people because
He calls himself a midget. This guy that I'm talking about.
Well, then he's
so I'm
cool,
pretty
man.
sure it's totally fine.
I like the word midget. So
It's kind of
they
his
don't-
gimmick. He's like, hey, you know.
They got to have that gimmick. What else are they going to do?
He worked at Kroger, and during Christmas, he would dress as an elf. I mean, he knows.
my
He
God.
knows he's a midget.
Yeah,
Do midgets not know they're midgets? Is there
Some of them act like they're not. I don't know.
they're against it.
I've only ever known the one. I guess I can't generalize. I've only ever known the one, and he was a shithead. So
It speaks for the whole group of
that,
them. Really.
I mean,
It
yeah,
does.
I would love
It's
to meet a
poor
nice one.
representative. Yeah, I knew a midget stripper. She was cool for a stripper. Yeah.
I've met a few at a wrestling thing one time.
Now this one worked at the local strip club, and she was a midget, and she was very, very popular.
Was her name Bridget? Because I think she has
Bridget
videos.
the midget. No, but she got shot. She
Like-
got I don't. She quit stripping because somebody shot her. Yeah, not at the club. But,
Oh, I was gonna say while she was
no, at
stripping.
her apartment, I guess.
People
Somebody
are
shot
throwing. Some people are throwing dollars, and
Yeah,
other
they're
people
like,
are
"Get off
throwing
the
lead.
stage,
Yeah,
midget."
I'm like,
her. I can see
Yeah.
it though. Oh god.
so anyway, yes, I'm a libertarian.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It does sound like it. Oh my gosh. So what brought I don't know if we get serious. I was gonna try to
This is probably not going to be a serious
I
conversation.
hope not.
so what brought you to the Libertarian Party?
I have two stories about that. The one is the standard one. I tell everybody, you know, I put signs out for Obama back in the day. Back in 2008, I was an Obama guy. 2004 or what was the first one? 2004.
2008.
Yeah. And so I grew up in a very Republican household. I grew up George Bush loving family. You know, everybody thought that the Bushes were the greatest, and we loved him when he was governor of Texas, and we loved him when he was president. And then so just to go against that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put out I'm gonna go. You know, it was kind of a rebelling against my family kind of deal. And then I got disenfranchised with that pretty quick, disillusioned by the we're going to change things and this and that, because all he did was instead of sending guys over to kill people on the other side of the world, he just sent drones over to kill people. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, now we got robots killing people.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that kind of turned me away from that. And I looked around for a while. I got real apolitical. I didn't, you know, I was one of those, I didn't care. There's nothing, my vote doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter who's president because they're all the same. And I never really found a place to fit. I liked the Green Party because they're real big on, you know, legalizing marijuana and, you know, all the hippy dippy stuff that I was kind of into at that time. But really it was, there was a lady I worked with when I worked at Lowe's that she talked about, who was it that was running back then? Maybe it was a Gary Johnson deal. But anyway, she talked about Ron Paul, and she talked about buying gold. She was real big on, you know, Burl, don't put your money in the banks, you know, you need to buy gold and this and that. And she was very anti-government, anti-central bank. And we talked about it all the time. She was just this cool old lady. Her name was Wilhelmina something. But, and she turned me on to it. I'd never even heard of the Libertarian Party before that. And so I kind of started looking into it more. I guess the first real campaign I got into was Joe Jorgensen. Connor, that's how I met Connor. Connor brought me those George Jorgensen signs. And since then, man, I'm just, you know, pedal to the metal. I'm about it. I want to shake it up as much as possible. I would love to see a presidential candidate get even 5% of the vote.
It'd be fantastic.
You know what I mean? Just to let people know that, hey, we're here. We're banging on the door. You know, I love the fact that dude in Argentina that thinks he's a libertarian is going to be president probably or whatever. I guess y'all heard about that.
Well, it's got to go to a runoff now.
Well, I mean, look how close he got. Though.
He got
you know what I mean?
super duper close. It's
And
not not done yet. It could still happen.
I love that. I mean, I think it's time. It's, you know, the world's kind of finally opening its eyes to maybe this is some real doable things.
Yeah, what was the Ron Paul? It's like come a time where you can't hold good ideas back when their time comes, or something like that. The saying he had there for a while.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna screw that up, but that reminded me of the way you said that.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think the world's ready for it. I think a lot of these bigger unions, like, you know, the European Union is a relatively new thing, and I think they're already looking around like, why I don't think this was a good idea. You know, there's a lot of countries that are thinking about leaving that. NATO's falling apart before our eyes. You know, I think it's only a matter of time before we get out of that altogether. You know, everybody kind of wants to govern themselves. You know, like we don't. I don't know. I think the smaller group of people that one person is in charge of is the better. You know, so I would love to answer to nobody except, you know, maybe the mayor. You know, like I would love the most powerful person in my life to live 3 blocks away from my house.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what led me to the party, and that's what I love about it. I think decentralizing the government, getting rid of the Fed, abolishing the ATF, all that stuff is just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it did for me too. That's where I land on the issue. You know, you said that about the people wanting to change or whatever. I ran across this poll where it said 41% of Biden supporters say they believe people who support the Republican Party and its ideologies have become, quote, so extreme in what they want, it is acceptable to use violence to stop them from achieving their goals.
And that's wild.
That's fucking wild.
And I think a lot of people feel that way. Like when people want to use violence, because I'm about as anti-war as it gets. Like I'm all about like I'll defend my family and I'll defend myself, and you know, I mean, if it's mutually agreed upon combat, we can fight right now if you want to. You know what I mean? But I'm not about going and killing people and trying to, I don't know, force my views upon somebody else by way of violence. Like if you don't believe the way I believe, then that's fine too. And I think libertarianism fits a lot with that. Like you can be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
Just be it over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just be it away from me. That's all I want.
Yeah, here it is. An idea whose time has come cannot be stopped. Ron Paul. That's why. I don't know why that popped in my head the way you said that. And
yeah, I mean, I think we're at a time. A lot of people in Europe, a lot of people in South America, a lot of people in this country are getting to a point where they want the federal government out of their lives, like, and not just financially. You know, we pay a lot of money in taxes, but we also just have a lot of regulations and rules and all this stuff that we have to follow. As far as, I mean, in this country, it's always about guns, but I mean, hell, in other countries, it's about everything from the way you dress to sometimes what you can name your kid or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, or
cut your hair.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, I mean, we still live in a fairly free country, but there's a lot of people in the world that are really looking at it as a way to shrink their government, which needs to be done.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, the world is just getting crazier and crazier. You know, I wish that, well, anyway, you got the central banks all pushing these digital currencies they want to implement. Mm-hmm. It's fucking frightening.
It is.
That they want to do this. And every one of them said, "Oh, we're not going to get rid of paper money or hard currency."
But it will.
Bullshit! You're not going to get rid of it.
But it will.
Yeah, it's all about control. If people looking at that can't see what the purpose of that is, they're fucking stupid.
It'll either get rid of paper money, or the paper money that you will have a QR code on it or something.
Yeah,
so they're still going to scan it and track it. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
paper will still have some way to track. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know they already have serial numbers on it, but there'll be something.
yeah, Institute for Policy Studies, 3 felonies a day is what they estimate that the average person makes.
That's fun.
I'm sure that's
fucking
a lot
amateur numbers, dude.
I'm sure that's like that's you know, giving someone your Netflix password or some goofy shit like that. But
No,
Well, I probably committed 3 on the way over here.
I probably have at least 6 today. Imagine. Who knows?
so
Gun crimes. No, I'm just
no,
joking.
God. I feel like we need to play that clip from Tiger King. I'm never going to financially recover from this. After most things you say, I feel like we're never going to recover from that.
Never coming back.
We're never coming back from that.
I just say things because I know you're going to react like an idiot, and it just makes me laugh.
I just say things and think about it later.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of times what I say just comes out of my mouth. I'm not really planning on saying it, or I'm not really planning on saying anything. It just falls out of there.
So you got active in the Libertarian Party.
I wish
When
I
are,
could be
when are
more
you going to
active.
run for president?
Oh, shit. Me?
Yeah.
I'm not. No, man, not me. I'm a behind the scenes guy.
I got you.
I'm a
City council, school board.
I don't even know if I could do that. I'm more of the guy that goes and handles the problems for the people that are running for election.
He started the neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want out of the guy?
If you wanted to run for public office, I could be the guy that goes and like breaks the legs of the guys running against you or something, or like
It's good stuff.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not the
That's
runner
the libertarian
guy.
way of campaigning. You will fucking vote for us or else.
No, I don't know. I mean, I've never thought about being the face of anything. You know, I mean, I think I would be great on a campaign. I think I could help organize stuff really good. I think I could keep people in line, and I think I'm a really good instruction follower. But no, as far as being the face of something, no, not me, man.
Not you.
Not me.
I couldn't do it either. I'm too ugly. Nobody's gonna vote. You got to be somewhat attractive, I think.
That's I mean, that's why I always tell Connor he needs to run. He's got long hair and like.
He's kind of got that surfer dude thing
Yeah.
about him, you know, even though he's not.
Even though he's not a surfer.
Yeah.
We don't
Is
know.
he a
Maybe
surfer?
He's a surfer. I don't know.
He very well could be.
We should ask him.
Yeah.
I don't think Mormons.
I know he's
surf.
probably the most fit guy I know. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah. Yeah. There's no fit guys at this table except for that guy over there. But
but he's young.
yeah,
It's easy to be fit when you're young.
it is. I wasn't fit when I was young. I was just a fat piece of shit from day one.
Man, I really wish I had pictures of me when I was like 19. I was like, now I'm just this fat guy. And just look at what I've become.
Oh, yeah. It's everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
I could go work out.
We could. But you know what? Cookies and watching TV sound
That's
better.
way better, yeah. Cookies and watching TV is way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, my doctor said my heartt's fine. So there we go. I'm good with that.
Good for you.
So I just get to keep going.
He said it's fine.
Your
Just
heart's
stay
strong.
on the track you're on,
Yeah,
man.
great. I'll just keep being fat. How about that?
You're killing it. That's what he said.
Yeah. That's exactly what he said. In fact, I have every doctor I've ever gone to has told me you need to quit your job. It's killing you. I'm like, well, are you going to pay my bills? What
Yeah.
are we going to do here?
I don't like going to doctors because they always tell me bad things.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What are you thinking about the libertarian race so far? Have you picked a guy? Have you picked your guy yet?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know much about the guy that y'all were talking about having on. I mean, really, the only ones I know of are the more famous ones. Your Dave Smiths and your.
But he's not running
stuff like
now.
that.
He's
Yeah,
completely-
like- so it's, I don't. It always ends up being somebody I don't know anything about until they are the candidate, and then once they are the candidate, I'll do all my homework and figure out about them. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I need to know that because we're probably going to go to convention.
Yeah, Corpus Christi this year.
I don't think it's that important, honestly. I just don't. I've told him 1,000 times. I don't think the presidential campaign matters.
I don't want it to be like a Vermin Supreme guy. Like I don't.
Oh, you just say he's a Zerman.
I know he is, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Furman's my guy, man.
I know, but it's a clown, and
Is he, or is he the most serious man in politics?
he is definitely a clown. He's definitely not the most serious man in politics.
I don't see how he could say that.
With my mouth.
Have you listened to his pony-based economy idea?
Yes, and I think there's some zombies involved somewhere.
It's fucking genius, man.
Yeah.
It'll solve all of our problems. You can't go into credit card debt if you don't have enough ponies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's. I don't know. Is a shock value thing? Sure, it gets attention, but
Well, I think that was something. I kind of like the way Termont had said that when we had him on here, where he said, you know, no one's going to take you serious unless your candidate looks like a serious candidate.
Yeah, and he's exactly right. Because like whenever we first started talking about doing this podcast, what did I tell you about the Libertarian Party? Fuck the Libertarian Party, because all they do is have a bunch of naked fat guys up on stage. And who's going to take you serious if that's what you do?
I think we're coming around. I don't think that's
I hope
what
so,
you have.
but
You see.
I hope
I don't
so.
think. I mean, you can see with the ones that are up there now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, they seem like serious candidates. I mean, I do think like
We'll see
we
what
talked
happens
about,
at the convention.
we will see what happens in
Yeah.
the convention. Corpus Christi will be a good time too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I want to go down there.
we're gonna go down there.
try to
But-
make it a road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, road trip to Corpus.
Yeah,
It'll be a good little weekend. I'm down.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like we've talked about before. I mean, they're the brand ambassador for the local stuff.
Yeah.
Getting up.
I mean, I guess so, but I think at the end of the day, the most important races are the local ones and getting people elected to local offices. And building the ground game.
Yeah, and I think that's happening a lot in other places too. I've heard of all kinds of, council places, and I guess school boards are a big thing. People, the Libertarian Party runs for stuff that you're only going to have like a couple hundred people voting.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't have to like Nathan Polsky was talking to us up here. Those city council races and school board; those are not partisan. You don't tell people I'm Republican or Democrat. So you're going in there and people aren't looking for the R's to vote or the D's to vote for. They're
going for the actual person.
Or
which is really the way a lot more stuff should be, honestly.
It should
be.
It
probably is not a bad idea to not have that stuff on ballots.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there was no parties. But
yeah.
Anyway,
then where would all the money come from?
I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. There's all the money.
Too much money. You know how much it costs to run for president?
It's billions.
Billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why, because, I mean, I don't watch commercials. Do y'all watch ads?
No, not anymore.
I think that's a
dying I think it's
thing.
done.
Yeah, they're going to have to do, I mean, ads maybe in the YouTube sense. That'll be where their ads go.
Yeah, social media, stuff like that,
media.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that's more.
It'll probably be more
TV.
cost effective, though.
It probably will. TV ads are done. No one's watching TV.
There's still people. I'm shocked by the number of people that still have cable when they watch it, and I'm like, why would you do that? What's wrong with you?
I think my grandmother just got rid of her DirecTV.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the last one. My parents all stream. I stream.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do anything but your Netflixes and Hulus and all them.
Yeah,
I
that's
probably
all
have
I do.
8 different ones or whatever now.
I'm mainly YouTube, man. There's some good channels, good things going on in YouTube.
My kids are big on YouTube.
Oh, I like the 4-wheel drive stuff, so there's plenty of 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
My youngest will talk about somebody on YouTube Kids like he's a national celebrity, like
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, some of them are.
so and so with blah blah blah, and he's just going on, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's some of those people on there that make millions and millions of dollars a year off that. So
Well, and that's kind of the cool thing, like the Tim Pool. Tim Pool has, I don't know if you've ever watched Tim Pool on YouTube. He's like a podcast media show in the evenings. And then they have like a skate park in this big garage they have. And anyway, he hangs the Gadsden flag up on the wall. Before all the controversy we had with Gadsden flag, but that was his idea, was to be able to, kids that are watching that, make a channel for younger kids that are watching that, and someone comes out and says that's Gadsden flag's racist, like they did in Colorado, or whatever dumb crap they come up with, and they go, well, that can't be true, because these guys from, I can't remember what his show is, maybe like Pop Culture Crisis or something like that. These guys aren't racist, and they have that flag hanging up in their skate park or whatever. So they're, yeah, hopefully there's more of those. Hopefully there's more people out there doing that kind of, because the left sure is doing it. They sure are using.
Oh yeah, the cartoons and the kids, all the kids programming is geared towards that stuff. Everything it has something to do with. I don't know. I mean,
you can't watch a show on Netflix without some kind of social virtuing message being put in there.
Yeah, it's on everything.
Everything, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I try to screen what they watch and stuff, but there's so many times that I'll just overhear them saying something on like my kid's iPad or whatever, and I'll be like, "What are you watching? Turn that off. Change it. I don't like that." Oh, why, Dad? It's just so and so. It's like, I don't care. Just either change it. I don't like it. I don't want to hear it.
It's funny because a guy told me the other day, he said he was listening to our podcast while he's making dinner, and his wife walks in and she was like, "What in the hell are you listening to? What are these guys talking about?"
They're just in there bullshitting.
Yeah.
I watched this movie last night. I think it was on Amazon, but there's this chick that goes back in time to the 80s to try and stop a serial killer or whatever. But anyway, it's this high school girl who goes back in the 80s, right? And so people are being like they are in the 80s, and she's like, "Oh, that's problematic. Oh, you can't say that." I'm just sitting there like, this is fucking infuriating. Would you just shut the fuck up?
Yes.
You're in the 80s, bitch. Get over it.
Yes. I've got one in high school now, and he tries to tell me every once in a while what I can say and what I can't say, and I make it very clear that last I checked, this was America, and I can say whatever the fuck I want to whoever the fuck I want, whenever I want, as long as I'm willing to fade the consequences.
Yeah.
You know, if they get and if they're upset about it, they can come tell me how upset that makes them. But no, he's very politically correct.
Is he?
I've got one at a university in Louisiana, UL in Lafayette, and he's being brainwashed. You know, just he tried to talk to me. I guess we were on the phone the other day. Tried to talk to me about Palestine, and I said I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know, you know, it's the what do you think? Flavor of the day to be pro-Palestine, but you weren't a couple of weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, and anybody that's pro parachuting in and killing unarmed civilians at a music festival, you know, I got something for you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am pro Palestinian people. I am pro anybody that just wants to. I'm sure there's a lot of people in Palestine that don't give a shit, that just want to live, you know, just want to go to work and make some money and come home and take care of their family.
Pretty sure that's most of them.
Yeah, and they don't care about whether the Palestinian people control all of Israel from the river to the sea. They don't. Half of them don't give a shit about that. You know, I mean, then but.
Yeah, I think there's some, that's such a deep issue too, because there is some stuff.
They're marching
about,
on college campuses with Palestinian flags and shit. These kids that don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah.
And the fucked up thing is they're not just marching for the Palestinians. They're actively talking about like Hamas is some great organization.
Oh yeah, they're like freedom fighters.
They're freedom fighters.
Yeah.
No, freedom fighters don't go in and butcher innocent people that are dancing at a rave.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier before the podcast, and it was just like, God, you know, both sides have done some atrocities.
Of course. I mean,
both sides
exactly.
are,
well, and I'm sure over 2,000 years, there's been a lot of back and forth.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they've been fighting over this land since, what, Jesus walked around?
No,
Like,
way before then.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, but some people would say a lot of this stuff that's come about now is what, the 7-Day War, or maybe, you know, that stuff. So in the earlier, obviously they've been fighting for a long time, but I mean, like some of the stuff with Israel controlling it the way they are now. I just don't get how, like, I'm not prepared to sit here and say that either side has done, both sides have done incredibly wrong.
oh, of course.
Of course they have. Yeah.
So how, like you said, these kids on college campus, but for that matter, Lindsey Graham on the other end of it, you know, running his head, basically calling for a holy war over there. And it's like, hey,
And I do not want that.
Yeah.
I don't want American dollars and American bullets and American guns going over there to kill either side. I don't want us. I mean, just like I don't want us involved in Ukraine. I don't think we should be involved in any of that. If they want to kill each other, then let them do it with their own money. You know what I mean?
But doesn't the United States, I'm just going to play devil's advocate, doesn't the United States have a moral obligation to defend people
a
when
moral obligation?
it's devil advocate? I don't believe this shit, but yeah.
As far as a moral obligation, yes, we have an obligation to defend a group of people that is defenseless and can't defend themselves. But I promise you, Israel is 100% capable of defending itself.
For sure. Yeah.
Against people with sticks and stones and rockets made out of pipes they ripped out of the ground.
Yep.
I mean, they pulled up their own plumbing to make these rockets and stuff like that. I mean, like, homemade bombs. Come on, dude. Israel has, like, F-22s and shit. Like, Israel has nuclear weapons. Like,
No, they don't have nuclear.
No?
Wink, wink.
no. Come on.
They never admitted to having them.
Israel has, well, they have all kinds of cool shit anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's all shit we gave them.
Yeah, well, then,
Well, not really.
How
I
do
don't
you
want to say that. They developed a lot of it with our money.
how do you square that though? How do you square that with Ukraine?
with Ukraine,
Ukraine means nothing to the United States.
No, I'm just saying if we're, and I'm not trying to. This is just my opinion. If we're saying, well, we don't have to participate or we don't have to help Israel because Israel has enough money, they can go over there and handle business.
we don't have to help Ukraine either.
But Ukraine doesn't have enough money.
Well,
when
fuck
it
them.
comes
They should have been a better country. That's what they get.
Well,
I
I'm
hate
just.
being
You know
like
what?
that,
Here's
but
the deal. Ukraine means something to the Europeans, and the European Union. If you
they
look at
they can help.
the European Union, if you look at it as a single economic entity, it's either the second or first largest economy in the world. Okay, but they don't do that because they measured out by their individual countries. But they definitely have the fucking money to finance this entire war themselves. And since it matters to them because it's right there in Europe, they're the ones that should be footing the bill. Ukraine means nothing to the United States. We get nothing from them. Nothing.
Yeah, just
The only good thing about this war is we've got to test out a lot of cool military hardware for the first time in a real fight
against Russia,
and found out that Russian fucking sucks and our equipment's pretty badass.
It was kind of it was like a test, like I don't know, yeah, to see what our equipment can do against their equipment. But as far as the sheer amount of money that has been just poured into that country with no accountability, we don't know where any of that money went. I mean, I guess we kind of do. Wink, wink.
We don't know where money is at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
We don't know. They can't budget their.
Well, I mean, there was, I don't know who said it the other day. I don't know if it was like a halfway joke or whatever, but yeah, when they said, $6 billion we sent over there, we sent it by accident or something. Like they sent too much.
Yeah.
Like they sent $6 billion extra dollars. Like where'd that go?
Yeah.
Ukraine's just like, we spent it already.
Yeah.
On what?
On bombs.
From us.
From us.
Yeah, so we send them the money, and then they buy the bombs from us. Okay, oh, man, this is what I wanted to talk about.
It's helping the U.S. economy.
When did y'all watch any of the president talking the other night?
No, I don't ever watch that moron.
Okay, well, this is only like the second time he's addressed the nation, like on the TV or whatever.
You talking about Biden?
Yeah. The actual president of the United States of America. Yes,
Are
sir.
you sure?
Well,
He's definitely the one sitting in the house right now. But
he
came on TV, not my president. He came on TV and he started talking about Israel, and he started talking about Ukraine and how we're gonna stand by our allies and we're gonna help them, and y'all got to understand that these weapons and stuff that we're sending them are coming from our stockpiles. These are old weapons,
Bullshit.
like older, out of date stuff that we're sending them. So then our stockpiles can be replenished by the missiles are made in Arizona by hardworking Americans, and the bullets. So it's jobs and it's the economy. So you see, this is good for us.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
I mean, he's pretty much just saying the quiet part out loud, like the military-industrial complex. Like without war, if we're not sending weapons to everybody, then there's going to be a lot of people out of jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's like we have to stay at war.
Yes.
It's how this country survives.
That's it.
And he said it. He's the first time I've ever heard any president come out and be like, "Hey, look, y'all, you got to think about the bullet makers in Maryland and the missile makers in Arizona and the guys that make the tank treads in Wisconsin. These are hardworking blue collar Americans, and if we don't send this stuff to Ukraine to fight the Russians, your neighbor might be out of a job." And it's like, wow, like a light went on in my head. Like I was like, that's what it's really about. It's all just keeping it rolling.
Yeah,
like
that's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's always been that way.
If people aren't shooting each other, then why do we need to make more bullets? You know, so it's
you don't want world peace,
no,
because that puts Raytheon out of business.
Oh yeah.
So just to be fair,
Raytheon, listen, let me tell you something right now.
I've tried to say that twice now. Go ahead,
Raytheon. If you want to give me money, then I'm totally down for Raytheon.
If Raytheon gave me money, I'd put a sticker on my car.
I would too. I'd get it tattooed.
Y'all got some morals there, huh? Your morals, that's the wrong word.
You know what? Everybody has a price, JD. Okay? You need to learn that right now.
Mine is very low.
Mine is too right now. Does he get me out of my current job? Yeah. Give me money and I'll be whatever you want.
A guy at my work, I was scratching a scratch off the other day. I was scratching a scratch off at my desk. And the guy at work, he goes, "How much would you have to win on that thing to just get up and walk out right now? Like 2 million, 4 million?" I was like, "Man, if I won $50,000 on this thing,
shit.
I'm getting up and walking out."
Damn.
I was like, "Dude, I could take off the rest of the year and spend that time looking for another job." You know what I mean?
I
Like,
can see that. Yeah.
I could take off the next 3 months, live on that 50 grand, and find something different.
Dude, I talk to guys at work about stuff like that. Like, how much would you take if you quit your job? And they'll say some stupid number like, "Well, I couldn't leave for less than $20 million." I'm like, bitch, you're never going to make $20 million.
No,
in your
you're
life.
never going to have
You don't need $20 million to quit your job.
You'll be lucky to save up the $2 million that everybody says it takes to retire. I think
Exactly.
you need like 2 or 4 to retire comfortably.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
In a 401k or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
To live off the interest, you need, and hell, I'll never stack that.
Never.
So
I'm going to work until I'm so old I'll die.
So to be fair, I was asking you the question about Ukraine, not because I believe we should be in Ukraine. I just was curious on how you were putting that around, or wrapping your mind around that.
I don't. I don't wrap my mind around it because I've always thought it was stupid. I hate the fact that Russia invaded them anyway. And I hate that, innocent Ukrainians die, and then, they're proud of their country. They want to fight for their country just like we would if Canada invaded us tomorrow or whatever.
Canada would invade. Fuck them.
You know what I mean? But fight your ass off. Fight for every inch. But we don't have any.
Seemed to work for the Afghanis. It took them 20 years, but
yeah, a long enough timeline you can beat them. Just depends on how much you're willing to suffer for it.
I mean, and it would be the same thing here.
Yeah,
we would. My kids,
not against Canada, but
no, but I mean, like, yeah,
you never know. The Canadians they're tough guys.
Sneaky.
It's very sneaky. They've been building tunnels all underneath our country for decades.
All the way to Mexico?
Yeah, they're going to pop up one day and just, we got you.
Reminds me of that part on South Park or whatever when he's like, hey, fuck Canada. And he's like, hey, fuck you, buddy.
To our 2 Canada listeners, we do have some listeners in Canada.
Fuck
Nice.
Canada. I have always wanted to go to Montreal, though.
Why?
I heard the strip clubs are great there.
That's the only reason.
You know what
much,
they
yeah.
say about those French Canadian women?
What's they say?
Oh, I don't know. I was hoping you did.
Oh, I don't know. Pretty hot, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no, the going back to the Ukraine thing, I don't really know what to do about that. I guess whoever wins. I mean, I guess if Biden is still the president 2 years from now, we'll just keep pumping money into it. I don't know what'll happen.
Does Biden win again?
No. What'll happen? Kamala's going to take Feinstein's seat because she's going to go back to being a senator. Biden will probably run with Newsom as his vice presidential candidate. If he wins, a couple of months after he wins, he'll resign for health reasons, and Newsom will be president, and that'll just be what it is.
Could you imagine if that piece of shit was president?
No. You know who he reminds me of? Do you remember?
I think I would have to follow what that poll said. I'm gonna have to be the violent. No, I'm not gonna.
Do you remember, what's that? You know who he reminds me of is what's that old MTV Max Headroom?
Oh yeah.
That robot head guy. That's who he reminds me of.
Do you think it's any different if that was to happen in your scenario than what's going on right now with Biden? Because people are controlling Biden.
No,
you can't tell me he's getting up making
Biden
decisions.
is clearly in control. What are you talking about?
The only whoever the Democrat president is, it'll just be a face. And Newsom is perfectly happy being a face. He is perfectly happy being a puppet. He's doing it in California already. That's
what I'm saying. So what changes between a Newsom presidency?
Nothing.
And Biden.
No,
It's
nothing.
the same people.
It's still Obama.
Except the anti-gun stuff will get ratcheted up way high.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And I mean, it's still all the Obama. It's all the Obama policies being carried over. That's all Biden has been from jump anyway. It's a continuation of that plan. Now, I couldn't say anything different that if Trump is not the Republican candidate, that they won't put somebody up there that can be controlled by the bankers and the money people too. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about Trump?
I think Trump is he's an asshole, but he's at least honest about it. He is
that. Yeah.
He at least comes out there and tells you exactly what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells you he cheats on his taxes. He tells you he's cheated on his wife. He tells you he's cheated on just about everything he's ever done in his whole life.
Yeah.
And he did it because that's how you win. That's how you get ahead in this country. You know what I mean? And so I think he is exactly what we deserved. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
The way this country was going, he is exactly the president we deserved. And if we get him again, he's exactly what we deserved. I mean, look at all these people, man, that love him. I mean, people are fanatic about it. Real Trump people are I mean, I have some
He's
family
like the
members.
second coming of Jesus.
Oh yeah, right up there with Jesus.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't think that I see it like I did the first go round.
No, they're a lot smaller than it, but they're still
numbers.
there.
Oh yeah, and they'll come out once if he's the nominee. I mean, because that's the old thing too. The RNC is going to just drag their feet on naming him the nominee. Because I mean, you got RFK? He's already come out as an independent. He said he's running as an independent no matter what.
Yeah.
And so then you're going to have Biden as a Democrat, and the RNC is just not really named a candidate yet, and they keep doing these debates without him, and they keep trying to hope that somebody will,
and they're still way far behind him.
Yeah, somebody will come out as like this front runner, but it's just not going to happen.
What was that?
I think the Republican Party has gotten so far out from underneath the leadership of the party. Like they're already with Trump, but the leadership of the party is like trying to pull the reins back and like get everybody like back together, and the constituency is already gone. They're not with you anymore. They don't care who you nominate. They're going to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
There's people that even if he was in prison on the day of the election,
they'd still vote for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right now he's 59.1% to DeSantis is 12.6. Nikki Haley's at 8.3. Ramaswamy's at 4.5.
And Ramaswamy is only parroting Trump.
He's angling for a spot.
VP. I think
VP.
he's
VP or Secretary of State or something like that.
What did RFK come out here recently? I think you sent me the article. He came out and shit the bed recently.
Oh yeah, he's all for reparations now.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I also know that he does not have a good gun record.
He does not.
He's not.
He
very
claims
gun-friendly.
he's not going to like try to go after him, but I don't. You know, he's a politician, so you can't believe anything. Yeah, he's come out in favor of reparations. So
the only things I've liked that he said is
I just don't.
The only thing I've liked that he said is he's kind of anti-war too. He wants to.
Dean here is completely not anti-war.
Oh, I am. I don't believe the United States should be involved in any other country's business unless it specifically threatens like the contiguous United States. I mean, I don't even give a shit if you attack Hawaii.
You don't like Hawaii?
I've never been there.
Do you want to go?
I mean, are you going to take me?
Yeah, let's go.
Right now?
We can. We book a flight, take off.
Let's do it.
Get a hotel room. Be nice.
No, I mean,
oh God.
That's a simplified way of putting it, JD. Yeah, I'm not anti-war because
I'm just trying to egg shit on because he said that a couple times that he's anti-war. And
I guess I'm more anti-interventionist. I guess I'm more. Yeah. I feel like we put our nose in too many people's business.
Yeah. I think a war should, if you got to fight a war, it should be a war worth fighting. But we haven't had a war worth fighting.
Is it reasonable to fight like a war for economic reasons? Would you think so?
No. But here's a question. Like, would it be moral to say, let's say you got a country like, it doesn't matter. Let's say there's one country that has declared war against another or against just a group of people, and their stated goal is genocide, to wipe them out. Would it still be reasonable to be anti-war then?
Well, I mean, that's essentially what Hamas has stated about Israel. I mean, Hamas is.
I'm just saying. Let's say Germany, right, became Nazi again or whatever, and they said we're going to wipe out everybody in Poland. We're going to wipe out the Polish completely, and they go in there slaughtering everybody that is Polish, men, women, children. Where do you stand on anti-war then? Do you? Yeah. See. There's always exigent circumstances, right? There's always something where you can be like, well, maybe you can make the case for we shouldn't allow genocide. But does it
always have to be us?
No, it doesn't always have to be us.
And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that one day, no matter how much we disagree with their politics or, how they do things, that maybe Russia or the European Union or maybe India will get its shit together or something one day. And like somebody else could kind of help us police the world. Maybe like it doesn't always have to be us.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always have to be our money and we're just always overextending ourselves.
Our money though, us doing that is to keep our money on top. I feel like so much of that is to keep the world trading in the dollar.
That's part of it. But also you got to remember like the world we live in, like the way it's set up. It was set up to fight the Soviet Empire, right? The Soviet Union. So all of the world, when the United States sat down at the Bretton Woods agreement, at Bretton Woods, and made this deal with the world,
essentially redrew the world maps. That's kind of where we're at with the Palestinians and the Israelis too. Is back right then.
Yeah, they said if you join us and you side with us, we'll open up our markets to you, and you can sell your shit, and we'll buy your shit, and we'll finance everything. We'll secure everything as long as you're on our side. Well, now the Soviet Union's gone, and we still have this post-World War II economic system, political system, foreign relations system that it just doesn't work anymore. Doesn't make any sense.
That's a good sound for a podcast.
Yeah.
It is a good sound. God, I wish I had one of those.
You want one?
I'll take one. Every time he comes over, I gotta steal his beer. I'm gonna have to buy some beer next time.
They're not on ice, but they're cold. They just came out of that little gas station down the road.
Talk, JD. Sounds stupid without nothing.
But no, that goes back to the Israeli-Palestinian thing. When they redrew all the lines and they invented certain countries and they redid this and that and
Yeah, that was back in World War.
after World War One.
Yeah, I used to know what that was called, the agreement, but
I watched a video the other day of President Truman back, I guess it was right after World War II or right after Japan surrendered, and he was talking about moving the Jews back to Israel. And he was like, people need to understand that it's not easy to take 5 million people from all over Europe and Russia and move them to one place at the same time as you're asking 5 million people that already live there to get out.
yeah.
So this is going to take time and it's going to be a delicate situation, but we have to make these agreements. And, it's just.
And that's the root of the conflict. You had people that had been living on land in what is now Israel for hundreds, maybe thousands of years.
It would
And all of a sudden they're like, hit the bricks, pal. We're going to move some Jews in here.
It would essentially be like them Mexico being like, yeah, Texas belongs to us now. Y'all all need to back up and
Yeah, pack your shit and go.
move out.
Move into this one tiny little enclave on the coast.
Yeah, you can live in Corpus Christi.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Ugh. You ever been there?
It's not the best town in the world.
I'm a Port Aransas guy, but no,
Who isn't?
I love it.
I went to Galveston for a liquor convention once. It was awesome.
Galveston can be fun.
But I was drunk the entire time,
boardwalk
so.
and the pier, like they got a lot of boardwalky pier kind of stuff.
Dude, I wish we had Texas legalized casinos so we could have some casinos down there.
I
It'd be
heard
fucking awesome.
I heard that there's somebody trying to get that to go through the house.
They do it every session, but it never goes anywhere.
And I mean, because they've even got it down to where they're like, okay, we'll only issue 5 licenses.
Yeah.
So they would be like resort style casinos, like kind of like a WinStar kind of deal. You could put one in Arlington, of course, because it would have to go by Cowboys and Ranger Stadium. You'd put one in Houston or one in San Antonio, but it would be awesome.
It would be awesome. Yeah. That way I don't have to drive to Oklahoma to do it.
Yeah, and the WinStar always smells like cigarettes and sadness.
I hate WinStar. I hate it. If WinStar wants to give me money, I love it. But I fucking hate WinStar.
Well, I sat at a roulette table one time at one of them electronic roulette tables up there at the WinStar, and the guy next to me peed himself.
What the fuck is this? I didn't see this. Go up.
Yeah, so if you read that,
Texas House votes to permanently stay on daylight savings time, but Congress won't allow it yet. What does that have to do with anything?
you mean write it down, pull it up?
Arizona's not on it.
Oh, yeah, Arizona stays on the same time all year.
Says the Texas House has taken sides in one of America's most polarizing debates, whether to continue changing clocks twice a year, ditch daylight savings time altogether, or stick with the later daylight permanently.
I don't care which one they stay on, but I wish they would stay on one.
Yeah.
The representatives' overwhelming verdict: stay on daylight savings time moving forward. The chamber voted 138-5 on Wednesday to approve House Bill 1422 from Republican Will Metcalf.
When did this happen? This is recently?
Yeah, this was so. Let's see.
As of this article, hasn't gone through the Senate. Abbott said he would support it. Fucking Hot Wheels. Do something right, you piece of shit.
Oh, the world's oldest dog, Bobby, has died at the age of 31.
I saw that.
31 years old.
Federal law lets
R.I.P.
states
Bobby.
Federal law lets states exempt themselves from observing daylight savings time, meaning they remain on standard time year-round if they pass laws doing so, but states do not have the power to permanently observe daylight savings time.
Hey, you know
like
what
the
I say to
Texas
that?
House wants
Yeah,
to.
fuck
Texas can go, fuck you, you pieces of shit. You can't dictate what time we stay on.
Yeah, remember when they were
So
like,
that's the deal. So they're saying, yeah, you can change it. You just can't change it. You just have to leave it at this one time. That's how Arizona gets away with it, I guess.
I think that you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. What are they going to do?
Well,
fucking
obviously-
invade us? Are they going to send the fucking army in and say, you got to change your time back?
Well,
Obviously,
Fucking piece of shit.
have you heard about the federal agents going down there and cutting the razor wire? You know,
Where?
the state of Texas.
New Mexico?
Yeah. Governor Abbott ran a bunch of razor wire and stuff over parts of privately owned land that people agreed to it and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And federal agents have been going down there and cutting it.
You know what they should do?
And now the state of Texas, I think, is suing the government because you damaged our property. That razor wire belonged to the state of Texas.
They should have sent the fucking Rangers down there and arrested those cocksuckers.
Yeah,
and put
for
them,
vandalism or whatever.
Yeah, put them in jail. Fuck
Yeah.
them. I mean, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like all those gun laws, you know, when they pop up with those things, and all these sheriffs in these small backwater counties and stuff are like, we will not be enforcing that.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, it wasn't even. I think that's what the sheriff of Albuquerque, whatever county Albuquerque's in. When did Albuquerque?
I have no
here
idea.
Recently, where the governor said,
Oh, yeah.
did
Where that
that-
New Mexico. It was in New Mexico.
Yeah, excuse me. I said, yeah, the sheriff of wherever, like the biggest, I guess the biggest county in the state said, yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah. She's all like, oh, yeah. I really like the response from that. And well, initially the sheriff was like, yeah, I guess we'll enforce it. Then he's like, no, I'm not going to do that shit. I got too much shit from people.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I mean, if you're if somebody 1,000 miles away in Washington, D.C. is telling you, hey, you're going to have to go to these people's houses, okay? And you're going to have to knock on the door, and you're going to have to tell them, give me your gun.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no way. I'm not doing that. Cletus will shoot me in the face.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
I didn't know
Like-
this, but there was a gun buyback up in Dallas like last week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish I'd known that.
Did you hear about the guy that went to a gun buyback with like 50-something 3D printed guns?
Yeah, he walked away with like $20,000.
Yeah, he was like,
fucking genius.
these guns cost me like $10 to make or something like that. And he like 3D printed a shit ton of guns
I always wanted to go to the gun buyback and just stand outside of it.
and offer them a little bit more.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're gonna sell that? I'll take it.
I have $100 Amazon gift cards.
Yeah. Here's some money. They're giving you $150. I'll give you $2 for that fucking rifle. Give it here.
Bought a
Turn
little-
around and sell it on Gunbroker.
I bought a little 410 the other day for like $119, like a little breakover single shot
Yeah,
410
that's
for my
cool.
kids. Man, we had more fun shooting that than just about anything any assault rifle I've ever been behind, any
Dude.
AR-15 or any pistol. This little 410, my kids had a blast, man.
One of my favorite gun to shoot ever still is a 1022.
Yeah,
I love that fucking thing.
we've got a little pink one that it was my wife's when she was little. It's a little pink bolt action single shot 22 that you can ping. I mean, it's so accurate. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more deadly with that than I am with just about anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm still stuck on the daylight savings time. This is American Academy of Sleep Medicine says that it permanently switching to daylight savings time could increase mood disorders and motor vehicle crashes.
Bullshit.
They don't know.
Bullshit. Those guys are just fucking cocksuckers.
What do you think people do?
You're on a
What do
roll
you
today with that.
I just fucking hate people.
What do you
that
think
are-
people do in Iceland when it stays daylight for like 24 hours a day for a week? Or what about in Alaska where it gets dark for like months at a time?
They go
That's
fucking
bullshit.
nuts.
They kill each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
No, it's just bullshit. They put this stuff out. None of that's backed up by anything. It's just some cocksuckers saying something.
Well, and clocks and time are made up things anyway. We made that up.
Yeah.
This is what gets me.
We could break the day into 16 hours, and in 100 years, nobody would know the difference.
So this guy said the National Sleep Foundation also endorses sticking with standard time. So moving it, leaving it on. What do you call that?
I don't know the difference.
What-
I don't. So what are we in right now?
Well, this guy says that.
What time
that-
are we in right now? Is this daylight savings time right now, or are we in regular time, or daylight losing time, whatever you call it? Are we not saving daylight? Are we losing it?
Read the fucking quote because he's
endorses sticking with standard time, writing in his own opinion, it's a matter that human circadian system does not adjust to annual clock changes.
Man, those cicadas make a lot of noise outside my house.
sleep becomes disrupted, less efficient, and shortened. Daylight savings time forces our biological clocks out of sync with the rising and setting of the sun. The link between our biological clock and the sun clock has been crucial to human health and well-being for millennia.
What does that have to do with what our actual clock says, though? My biological clock does not give a shit what the clock says.
Let me tell you something, dude. I would love to have just a normal sleep cycle. I don't have that. I don't have that at all.
No, man. Every night about 9, 10 o'clock, I get tired. I don't, without even looking at the clock, without knowing what time it is, I get sleepy and I start going, I need to go to bed.
That's because you have a regular schedule.
I work at an office.
Well,
Have you ever seen?
I work in an office. It's just a rolling toilet.
The link between I just don't get how this guy's trying to say that sticking
you're not
with
a fucking
one,
scientist, that's
sticking
why.
with one, either one is less. Like changing it twice a year is better than just sticking with one.
Well, it's 'cause
either time.
He's obviously works for Big Daylight.
Yeah, big daylight savings. Yeah,
he's
on the payroll.
obviously on the payroll of Big Daylight.
yeah, yeah,
They're trying to just save all the daylight, dude. They're trying to hoard it or something. I don't know, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I
It's
don't
probably
care
because he
which.
wants that extra hour or whatever once a year.
I don't care what it is or which way they keep it.
I'm right there with you. I could care which way, but quit changing it.
Yeah, I think that the whole reason it was invented, it was to give like farmers
Yeah,
more daylight hours to work or
that's
something
what
like
the
that.
story I've always heard.
Yeah, but you
Why
know,
couldn't you
tractors
just
have
fucking wake up
tractors have
earlier?
headlights now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But also, my thing is, just wake up earlier, bitch. Why do you got to make everybody else suffer?
I saw robots picking apples on a video earlier today, so I don't think farmers give a shit whether the sun's out or not.
Damn,
Like,
dude. Robot apple pickers.
you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh my god, it's like these. This little truck drives down between the apple trees.
Yeah.
And these little drones that are hooked up to it by a cord come out.
What?
Yeah, and they fly with like 4 little fans, and they fly up in the tree, and they have a color camera on them that can only see a certain color of red. So if the apple's not ripe enough, it won't pick it. It'll only pick the red
doomed.
ones.
You're fucking
We're
kidding.
doomed. We're doomed.
Why are we doomed? That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
we're
perfectly
doomed.
ripe apples all the time.
No, it's migrant labor. I mean, you ain't got to worry about it. You're not an apple picker.
Right. They are working on getting rid of us too. So
But yeah, there's gonna be robots doing y'all's.
if it was up to me, it already happened.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, I design metal buildings. It's not too long before somebody can just get on one of those AI programs and be like, "Hey, what material do I need to build a 30 by 40 metal building with a 10 by 10 roll up door and a walk-through door and 2 windows here and a loft up here?" And it'll just spit you out the material. You don't need me.
And then it goes out.
And then it just goes out to a manufacturing thing. The robots put it all together. They put it on a truck and they ship it to your house.
That'd be so awesome.
It's not far away.
Oh,
I mean, it's not even.
Definitely within
Oh yeah.
within your kid's lifetime, that's going to happen for sure.
Yeah, so many changes. That's why I said we're doomed.
Amazon has
what
robots
doomed.
at their factory in Dallas now. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
They walk around and like
yeah, they're pretty cool.
pick the boxes.
Have you ever
up.
watched the Boston Dynamic videos?
Oh yeah, those are scary. as
They're
hell.
so cool. That guy that jumps around and does the. Have you seen the one where they all dance?
No,
Oh, it's great. It's frightening, but yeah, they're all the different robots are dancing. It's cool as shit.
Just a tip for the listeners: when they come for you, don't shoot at the head because that's not going to do.
that's
it.
all
You
right.
gotta shoot them in the dick.
The battery is most likely going to be in the chest area.
It'll
or
be
the-
armor-plated.
all the hydraulic areas around the shoulder joints, the leg joints.
Have you looked into this? Done some research?
What do you do? And you're
So listen, guys, what you need to do is invest in 30-06 armor piercing rounds because that's what you're gonna need.
Wow, this is
How else are you
never
gonna kill a fucking robot?
when the robots come for you, JD, you're going to be like, man, Burl told me, and I just wouldn't listen.
Yeah, and now I'm a robot slave.
No, they're not going to enslave you, dude.
What are they gonna do? Rape you?
No, they're
God, that's
their
immediately
battery
what-
chargers are run by like the adrenochrome and the stuff in your body. Like they're going to kill you, suck all your blood out, and use that to fuel their battery. Have you never watched The Matrix?
They didn't kill them though. They just locked them in a bucket of goo.
And they were like batteries.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a second though. Do I get to live in a make believe world? Maybe we're already in it. Man, my universe sucks. I want to redo my reality sucks. I'm stuck with this piece of shit over here.
But yeah,
Anyway, I believe the robot overlords are great, and I love them.
I'm hoping that we get at least a couple of decades of like benevolent robots, like
Before they go.
before they just totally Terminator and try to kill us. I hope we get at least like, because I mean, how cool would it be? Like, come home, your laundry's all done, your dishes are all done, your dinner's already cooked and ready,
Yeah.
and then it comes and
Jerks
jerks
you
you
off.
off or whatever.
The sex robot's going to be big.
Oh my
There was
god!
a guy in Houston. There was a guy in Houston that tried to start up a brothel with those real dolls.
Oh, gross.
And yeah,
Oh.
right. It's a good idea.
How much does the person get paid that cleans them?
Oh, I don't know that, but hopefully a lot. Or you just get some migrant worker to do it. You know,
They're not picking apples right now.
That's right.
so-
They're cleaning fake vaginas. But the city of Houston was like, no, you can't do that. It's too much like prostitution. And he's like, but they're fake silicone deals.
They
And
have
I was
rights.
like, man, that is fucking brilliant. I would love to open one of those. You get about 20 of those things. Just have somebody goes through and pops a vag out, puts a new one in, cleans them up.
Let's go back talking about Israel or something. dude.
Fine.
You don't want to talk about something fun? This is libertarianism, man.
It's not.
It is. Like if I want to have a robot brothel, then I should be allowed to have a
I
robot
agree.
brothel.
You should if you want to, you should do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so continue on then.
No, we're talking about Israel again, apparently.
Do they have robot brothels in Israel?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't believe.
You know what would have robot brothels? Ukraine.
They would definitely be into it.
Yeah.
Those and hey, Czechoslovakians
Those
people.
people are nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen the videos that come out of there?
Yeah, I have, unfortunately.
It's too much.
I was shocked with Dean. Do you do Reddit? Do you get on Reddit?
Oh yeah, I'm all over Reddit.
Yeah, I guess I'm.
I've been banned from Reddit multiple times.
I'm
He's allowed to look at Reddit now, but not post anything on Reddit.
Yeah, I've been suspended. I told somebody.
Reddit says you may look, but you may not touch.
So I didn't realize how much of all that stuff is on Reddit. How much all
What?
the Ukraine war and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
going
great.
on
I
the
watch it all the
videos.
time.
Yeah, because he's showing me these videos. I'm like, what? I didn't even know that was.
Oh, and them little babies. Oh man, that's what really tore me up from. Well, about the Israel stuff. That's
Oh.
what really tore me up about the Israel stuff was like they were putting like pictures of like burnt up babies. And
Is
stuff
that-
on there,
okay.
And like, and it's hard to tell because
I was
my-
about to say that.
Yeah,
Look,
because
it's hard
my
to tell a
wife-
burnt baby from like just a piece of pork roast.
I'm 90% sure it was a real baby, but who knows when the picture was taken or where it's from. But my wife, okay, she showed me pictures on TikTok because I don't do TikTok, but my wife does. But she showed me a video and it's like a lady and she's like huddled over and she has a blanket over her and she's huddling with her kid and her kid's crying. Her kid's like obviously in distress. And she's like selfie videoing herself and she's like, oh my God. And you can hear bombs going off. But it almost looked overproduced.
So,
Yeah.
and this is why.
I'm so skeptical. Like
Was it like a Palestinian woman or
she
what?
was speaking really good English, and she said she was Palestinian, and I mean, it looked. I mean, you know, I wish I had the video on
There
my phone,
are
but I don't do TikTok.
there are some images that are clearly that's real shit. I've
Yeah.
seen some terrible stuff.
on Reddit, I've found. I mean, because it's coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like
So this is what in 1990, this 15-year-old girl, whatever her name is, something. She ended up. She testified in front of Congress saying that the Iraqi soldiers were pulling babies out of incubators and stuff when they invaded Kuwait. It was all BS.
I
The
do
whole
remember
story
that.
was BS. So this is what that stuff is very well happening. I'm not saying it's not, but this is why I'm skeptical of it because this
I'm
was
always
in
so
1990, whenever this was, and that she did this. And so you think the equivalent to this right now in 2023 is videos that we don't know if they're real or not.
well, and I
It's
mean,
so
with
easy.
AI and stuff too. Like,
Right.
I mean, shit, I could make a picture right now. You know, I could get on my phone and in 5 minutes have a picture of just about anything we could think of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm just leery on jumping full bore into that story. Not to say that those people aren't capable of doing that. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know what you can ever believe now.
Okay, we're gonna get into my conspiracy theory mode.
Oh
right?
shit, let's do it. I'm down for that.
Mossad, okay, is the Israeli CIA. Essentially, their secret service agency spies, whatever.
They're pretty awesome. too.
Except that you know, the CIA supposedly doesn't go around assassinating people, but Mossad totally like has no problem.
No, they have zero problem
Yeah.
doing that.
And so, you know, I mean, there's certain people that say Mossad was behind 9/11. You know, that they wanted to pull the United States further into the Middle East conflict, so they staged up 9/11 or whatever. There's certain people that say Mossad did this and Mossad did that. I mean, who's to say that Mossad didn't take people off the security gate. I mean, you mean to tell me that all them parachuters flew over there?
Well,
And they didn't even know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's a couple. I'm not.
I mean, the Iron Dome didn't
wasn't
go off.
Wasn't meant for parachuters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I find it really hard to believe
The parachute.
that they didn't know
didn't
at
know.
least a
So
little
they're
ahead of
calling
time
it-
that
they're
nobody knew.
They're calling it their intelligence failure, like 9/11 was ours. Now it was also on
9/11 wasn't an intelligence failure. They let that shit happen. I don't care what.
I think. I mean, my put tinfoil hat on, my conspiracy hat. I would think that this is the same thing, because
they're just trying to get everybody.
Netanyahu-
It's wag the dog. It's
Netanyahu is a hardliner, and he's been agitating for shit like this to happen. So there's no way they didn't pick this up on the chatter, listening to everything that's going on. The U.S. knew about it.
Even if they didn't do it,
Egypt told them about it several times. They said something fucking is going to happen here pretty soon, so be on the lookout. And so, just the conspiracy side of me says they knew it was going to happen. They let it happen because it'll get them what they want, which is a war against the Palestinians
and money from the United States of America.
Well, they're always going to get money from the U.S.
Right.
There's no shortage of money from the U.S. going there.
So this is that when that happened, the attack initially happened. I'm going to butcher that. How do you say that?
What? We don't know what you're looking at.
This right here. So the
Shimony.
Some Jew holiday.
it's a Jewish holiday.
Racist the way I said it, right?
It is. It's a Jewish holiday. Yeah. So I mean, there is. I get completely, and like I said, I'm the one that just sat here and said I don't know how we believe anything anymore. But there are some things that
It could have just been a really well organized attack.
It had to have been did
you ever
like
see?
super villain level?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I find it hard to believe that. I mean, it went on so long too. And
it was so successful.
Well, I mean, it was hours before they were even intercepted by the Israeli Defense Force. I mean, hours.
Yeah.
And that just strikes me as very strange. But, I mean, who knows? I don't know.
You know what I find very strange about Israel is that they don't have there's no guns. Like, no, you're not allowed to have a gun if you're a civilian, which is fucking wild. You're in a country surrounded by enemies. Why wouldn't you let your people have guns?
Well, and I think the reservists and stuff have access to them, but yeah, I don't think
They're stored in armories.
Yeah, they don't carry them around. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they're all stored in armories. So unlike the Swiss or us, the Swiss, at the very least, the Swiss have a rifle sitting in their closet that they can grab and go into action. Mm-hmm. You would think a country like Israel, that would be like standard practice, but whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
well, kind of. Oh my God. It kind of
kicked off Amazon now.
If Israel wants to give me money, then I'll whatever.
it kind of lends itself to the idea of like where the good part of the gun culture, right? Well, I think there's a lot of good
the
parts in
ability
there,
to
but,
defend yourself and your
but
family.
yeah, the ability of even if you don't actually have to, the extra thing that someone that was willing to come over and attack or invade has to account for as well.
You know what's funny is I saw a lot of people like right after that. You'd still see these fucking Democrats say stupid shit like nobody needs it. Why would you ever need an AR-15? I'm like, I should ask those fucking Jews that just got slaughtered why they need an AR-15. I bet they probably wish they had one right now.
Yeah, that ain't no shit or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if one dude would have been at that concert with a pistol in his pocket, he could have made a little bit of a difference.
Knocking out parachuters out of the sky.
You know, I mean, he'd have been a hero. He'd have been a hero.
Yeah,
or at least in America, we would have made him a hero. I don't know.
He'd have been a hero.
Over there, they might have arrested him for having the gun at the concert. I don't know.
Probably so.
But yeah, it's like that. Y'all remember that movie Wag the Dog?
Yes.
No.
It was an old movie where Dustin Hoffman was president.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get reelected, so he faked a war.
Yeah.
And he just put it on all the news. They made a bunch of news footage of this war going on.
Yeah, they hired a Hollywood producer to come in and fake up a war. And it was just no real war. It's just all footage on the news.
Just to get him reelected because he's a wartime president, and you know, and it's like that's what all this reminds me of. It's right up there with Roseanne Barr. The other day, Roseanne Barr the other day was talking about, because somebody asked her on some podcast, I don't know who it was on, I just flicked by it on Instagram, and they were like, what do you think is going to happen this next election? She was like, I don't think there's going to be one. You know, I think that we will either China will invade Taiwan and we'll go to war with China, or we'll officially go to war with Russia over this Ukraine thing, or something. We'll officially be at war with somebody, and he'll claim it's an emergency and we can't hold an election right now, or this. I mean, that's very possible too.
You know what though? I said that about George Bush. I said that about Barack Obama. I think the institutions right now, at this moment in time, are still stronger than that. But you never know.
As much as I don't like Trump, as much as I'm not a Trump person, I do think he is a more peacetime president because he is always willing to make a deal, no matter how shady or shitty of a person it is with the person. You've seen that. Everybody's seen it. When he first sat down with Barack Obama after he won the election, the sitting president and the president-elect sit down, they get to talk, and they shake hands, and it's a peaceful transition of power, yada, yada, yada. And he asked him, he said, what's the biggest problem I'm going to face as soon as I sit in your chair? What's the biggest problem I'm going to have? And Barack Obama said, you're probably going to go to war with North Korea during your term. If you can't get them to blah, blah, blah. And Trump said, well, have you called him? Have you talked to him? And Barack Obama was like, we don't talk to dictators. I don't deal with them like that. No, my people have talked to his people, but no, I've never directly talked to him. The president of the United States doesn't talk to dictators. And Trump was like, okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call that asshole and just talk to him. And then President Trump ended up being the first one to go to North Korea. My button's bigger. You know what I mean? He ended up being the first one to go to North Korea, shake that asshole's hand, and just be like, hey, chill out, dude.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what could be solved if the president would just go and be like, all right, man, listen, what do we need to do to stop this bullshit? Can we just be friends, make money, and everybody gets rich and be happy?
Yeah, let's all get rich. You know what I mean?
Do that.
Let's all make money.
During that time, what were they saying? They were saying that by him meeting with him, it legitimized him. You can.
He is legitimate. He's the legitimate leader of that country.
He's third generation king of North Korea. You know what I mean?
There's not more legitimate you can get.
You can. That's what I was getting at. You can say he's not legitimate, but he's running it.
And I think that's the cockiness of the United States too. Is that if we don't recognize you as a country, then you're not a real country.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I got a million people standing here that say that I'm the boss. You know what I mean?
If you've got a bunker full of nuclear weapons, I'm sorry, bud. You're a real fucking country, no matter what you say.
Yeah.
Whether you can get them here or not, you still got them, buddy.
Yeah.
So,
and that's okay. We were talking about war earlier. What's a legitimate reason to go to war? North Korea invade South Korea. Mm-hmm. We'd have to, right?
Would we?
Would we?
Are they NATO?
No, they're not NATO.
They're not NATO.
No.
But
what do we need? What? They can't fight themselves?
Where are we going to get our TVs and shit?
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
they're already.
That's the whole argument for Taiwan, though, right? Samsung. They make all of the fucking chips. But here's my thing about that. All right, so all the chips are made in Taiwan. Why can't we just be do a Operation Overlord type deal and just be like, hey, you're a chip scientist. You come live here now.
Just bring them all here.
Yeah, we're just gonna bring you all over here and build our factories. We're already spending trillions of dollars that we don't have. So let's build a couple $1 billion more and put some fabs up in this country. Then we don't have to worry about it anymore. We can tell fucking Taiwan to suck a dick.
It's all Klaus Schwab. He doesn't want it to be over here.
I don't fucking know who Klaus Schwab is.
It's JD's grandpa.
Oh, man.
You know who Klaus Schwab is.
I really don't.
Is he
I've heard people talk about him. I don't know who he is. Is he somebody important?
I know Charles Schwab.
Charles Schwab.
Isn't that an investment thing?
Yeah. Klaus Schwab, what is he, an industrialist or something? What does he do? Is he a Bilderberg?
He's got to look it up. He don't know.
I couldn't say what.
Because you don't know who he is either. You just say his fucking name. You're just trying
to sound smart.
That's fine. That's fine. That's half my life. I just say stuff and be like
World Economic Forum. I was trying to look how to say that.
He's the founder of the World Economic Forum. Oh.
Yeah, he's the he's the
he's in the Illuminati.
He's the you'll own.
You think that's a real thing?
He's the you'll own nothing and be happy guy.
I don't know that they call themselves
probably
the Illuminati.
He's not wrong. I mean, if you think about Henry David Thoreau, that's what he said. Walden Pond. Live a minimalist life. Don't have to worry about things.
In the late 1800s, there's who was it? It was Michael something. In the late 1800s, this guy gave a speech at some whatever the equivalent of a TED Talk was back then. But he was talking about how Did you get that one? How the powerful people could take over the world and stuff. And he talked about there would need to be a world war to take out the power of the Tsars in Russia.
Yeah.
You know, they would need a revolution to take out the powers of the Tsars in Russia, put the people in charge, and yada yada yada, and formulate communism over there. There would have to be a world war to eliminate fascism in Europe. You know,
why do we have to get rid of fascism? It's such a great system.
Because fascism is kind of anti-communism. It's a anyway. There he predicted all these things, and then he said the Third World War would have to deplete capitalist societies so much that the people depended on like a central bank, like a world government to save everyone. I mean, they planned it all out like back in the late 1800s. God, I wish I could pull that up.
Yeah. I mean,
This is Klaus
Maybe
Schwab.
that's a talk for the next
why
time.
is he dressed like Darth Vader?
I can't remember what.
He's definitely a Sith.
He's definitely
Dude, that
like
guy's
the
just-
ultimate bad guy.
I like his suit, though. I wouldn't mind having something like that. I couldn't pull it off like him.
He doesn't have a picture where he doesn't look like a villain.
He is
doesn't.
a villain.
He's a villain.
That's the thing. Is he German?
at him.
Is he
Yeah.
Austrian?
Oh, there's that one that he looked like Hitler. I was like, that can't
Where's he
be
from?
real.
German.
He's
German.
German? No shit. He's German. Of course.
All right. So this Klaus Schwab's, he wore this outfit. If you haven't seen it, you should Google it. Klaus Schwab, and I think you just put outfit.
He does
or
look
costume.
like a Vulcan.
Costume.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's
he wears
hilarious.
it to the. He wore this to the. I don't know how to say that uniform at the NWO summit, New World Order summit.
Vulcan? You don't have to say
No,
Vulcan.
what's that other one? The
Romulan.
Romulus?
Use phonetics.
Okay,
I know
look.
you learned that in school.
Romulans and Vulcans
That's
were
Star Trek.
related at one point. They came from the same planet.
This is
But-
Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a Trekkie, so I don't know.
Do y'all need me to explain it to you?
Yes,
I do
please do.
because I have
Yeah.
no idea.
All right. They came from the same planet originally, but then they separated. They lived on two separate planets, Remus, and I think the other one's just called Vulcan.
Okay.
But the
So-
Vulcans are they don't have emotion. They don't show any emotion. They're very logical. They do everything like they try to suppress all their emotions. And then the Romulans are the exact opposite. When they're mad, they stay mad for like a month and they kill a bunch of people.
Jeez.
So this
Why
is a
can't people-
costume from Star Trek that he wore
Very, very Star Trek.
to.
Is it actually a costume?
No, I mean it looks straight out of the show to me.
Well, it's
It
pretty
doesn't help.
snappy.
Some of the stuff this guy said, and then you wear that costume, and
Yeah. Well, you're just jealous because you can't pull it off.
well, I don't think he could really pull it off.
He
either.
is pulling it off, dude. He's fucking killing it.
He's the leader of the Illuminati or whatever.
Yeah. Look at him at the podium. Pull that one up.
Oh,
Go down. Go down, stupid. Right there. Dude, that is. Look at him. Oh my God. It's got the sleeves and everything. Wow.
He just needs a big pointy hat. I mean, and it's over with.
Yeah. Oh man. That guy is something. Huh.
yeah, he's a creep.
He really looks like he's about to address like the Galactic Senate or something.
Yeah,
Like, what
he
is
does,
happening here? Like,
Maybe that's how he imagines himself as the leader.
the
of
aliens gave him that
Okay.
because he is definitely the type of person that would be in touch with the aliens. He's talked to them. He knows them.
Do you think that's a real thing?
What,
He's a
that
jerk.
aliens are here? Shit, yeah. Yeah. What,
think
that
so?
aliens are real?
Yeah.
Okay, that aliens
JD
are
doesn't
real?
believe in aliens.
Why?
He does. He says
He's
it's
making-
He says it's not. You
No,
can't find them in the Bible.
He's
therefore,
making stuff up. I've never.
It's not in the Bible. Therefore, you can't say that it
That's-
happened.
That's
That's-
why I don't believe in dinosaurs, JD. So
yeah. He doesn't believe in
That's-
Antarctica
he's-
either.
I'm a flat earther.
there's just an ice wall.
Yeah.
He's
No.
just making stuff up. I've never said.
I cannot confirm or deny the existence of aliens.
Yeah, I mean, can you? Can you confirm
No,
or
I can't.
deny?
I can't 100% confirm or deny. But if I would say the likelihood that aliens are here, yes.
Yes.
What's his name says no?
Who's-
Neil
what's his
deGrasse
name?
Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson? Is that
Neil
his name?
deGrasse Tyson.
deGrasse?
I want to call him an idiot, but he's clearly not.
He's right up there with Bill Nye the Science Guy to me. I don't give. I mean, like or Mr. Wizard.
Bill Nye Science Guy is an engineer, right? He's not
Yeah,
even
he's
a
not a
science.
science. It doesn't even. He never says he is a science. It's a science educator.
He's a science guy.
He's a science. Yeah. But Neil deGrasse Tyson said the stupidest shit on Rogan once. He said, "Why would aliens be interested in us?" And I'm like, because we're hairless apes with nuclear weapons. That's why.
Yeah.
It's the same reason some dickhead spends his whole entire career studying fucking ants.
Yeah.
Thinks it's interesting. Why wouldn't they want to see us?
We're like the fossil rim, or like
fossil.
we're like the zoo of the universe. Like they just cruise by here every once in a while. They're like, look, like show their kids, like, look at these primitive assholes.
Yeah.
Like,
look at these fucking idiots. They figured out nuclear weapons and killed themselves.
Yeah.
Stupid assholes.
Well, that's why there's always UFO sightings around these nuclear things that happen. Like when Fukushima went off in Japan, there was a bunch of UFO sightings. All over Nevada, where we just recently tested a bomb, not like last week.
They didn't actually test a bomb, did they?
They blew some shit up.
I don't think it was a nuclear bomb, though.
It was a nuclear something.
Was it nuclear? What was it? Look it up. Recent.
But yeah, there, Nevada, there's always the sightings there and stuff. And we have them here. We got Comanche Peak over there in Glen Rose. There's a nuclear power plant over there, and then you see these. I don't know. I think they always kind of linger around that stuff because here's the theory.
Yeah, U.S. conducts nuclear.
Yeah, but I don't think it was an actual bomb. I think they tested something else. It was like a test, but it wasn't a bomb. Go beyond it. Go beyond the headline, JD.
I was gonna read the headline. U.S. conducts nuclear test in Nevada after Russian move to revoke global test ban. High explosive experiment at a nuclear test site. So it doesn't say. It just says high explosive.
Yeah, it's high explosive. They're using it. They just blasted off a high explosive bomb. So they're coming up with a new test to detect nuclear weapons. So they blew up a bomb with a bunch of radioactive isotopes to test those.
So it wasn't a nuclear bomb. It was just a bomb that was nuclear.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they test the sensors.
Massive dirty bomb. That's
pretty
what
much, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Just right in our backyard. No big deal.
Fuck them. It's Nevada. You ever been there? It's a shithole.
It is a shithole.
So irradiate that motherfucker. Who cares?
But anyway, the theory is that they gravitate around these nuclear things is because they are trying to watch us. They're trying to make sure we're not killing ourselves and that we're not killing each other because they're growing us like cattle. You know what I mean? You lost your mic.
My mic. I gotta change the cable. I think the cable's bad on it.
Every 10,000 years or so, when the population gets up to a certain size, the aliens show up and they harvest us and they eat most of us, and then they leave just enough to repopulate.
Eat us?
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Or they have sex with us, or I don't know. Probe us? I don't know what they do to us.
I'm down for the probing and the sex. So let's see.
But that's the theory. Yeah, that we're like cattle, right? We're just like this is a farm planet. Every 100,000 years or so.
What if it's actually just a TV show?
Like the Truman Show?
The Truman Show?
Hey,
Yeah.
I think that a lot too.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. They're just like, oh, this week on
Y'all are
fucking
all just
retarded
paid
hairless-
actors.
We are. So I got Dickopedia down here. Explain what that was.
That's my Elon Musk story for the week. He's my hero about doing crazy, stupid shit. He changed the name of Twitter to X, and everybody still just calls it Twitter.
Do you get, though, he has SpaceX, that's the space company.
Everything's under X.
And then Twitter is now
X.
X Space.
Okay.
I don't think it's X space. I think
it's just X. Well, he also has the Boring Company,
Yeah,
which like drills holes.
yeah. But I like it because it's like a boring company.
Yeah,
That's all it does is
very
drill holes.
boring. But no, he Wikipedia is always asking everybody for money. Anytime you look up something on Wikipedia, the first thing that pops up is like, "Please donate $1."
Well,
because Wikipedia.
It's a non-profit.
I know, yeah, but I mean, don't try to profit off of me. Then I don't know.
They're not profiting off you. They're asking for people to donate money.
I just want to look shit up. But anyway,
Just give me the information. I don't want to have to pay for it.
I mean, run banners on it like everybody else does.
They don't want to. They don't want to be beholden to advertisers.
Well, but half of their platform's crap unless it's.
I don't know. I like Wikipedia because so fuck yourself.
long story short, Elon Musk said that he'll give them $1 billion to run their website for probably a long time if they change it to Dickopedia.
For how long? Like permanently?
I guess. Yeah, just because he's an asshole and he does it. I love this dude.
Yeah, he's great.
He's
got fuck you money and he uses it.
and he uses it. Yeah, he does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and I love it. I'm jealous of him. Like His wife is ugly, and he's very
Fucking Mike, man.
he's very autistic-y. I'm pretty sure he operates on a different level than most of us do.
Yeah,
But
Is he an alien?
I don't know if he's an alien, but he's definitely closer to one than I am. Like,
no, he's not an alien. He's from South Africa.
he's a lizard person.
I think he's just like a high functioning autistic dude with a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, like most of those dudes with a lot of money. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. That dude couldn't
That guy scares me.
He
talk
could be
his
a
way
robot.
out of it.
I don't think he's an alien. I think he's a robot. He's a cyborg.
Do you remember a while back when they were talking about fighting?
Dude, I was so hoping that would happen.
I would pay $1,000 to go see them two fight. You know what I mean?
Dana
Like,
White
What would
was
you pay per
predicting
view
it.
it? What would you, it was yeah.
He said
Oh,
it was
if it
going
was-
to bring the most money in ever.
Oh, it would be the biggest fight in
Yeah.
the world. Like, it would be like when the Rumble in the Jungle. It would be like when
Yeah.
Ali went to Africa. You know what I mean? Like, it would be.
And Musk backed out like a bitch.
Yeah, I think they should have done it. Even
He
if
knew
it
he
would
was
have
going to
just
get
been.
his ass whipped.
Even if it would have just been an exhibition. When Mark Zuckerberg does like jujitsu and shit.
Did you ever see did you
think
see the
so
picture
did
of him
Elon,
with his
too.
shirt off? The dude's fucking jacked.
Well, and
Because he's a robot.
I've seen him do jujitsu. Like, I've seen his
Yeah.
matches. He wears the whole gi and everything.
Yeah,
and
he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and he whips people's asses.
Yeah.
He don't fuck around.
Yeah. Must be
Okay,
nice.
they would have to maintain that name for a year if they wanted the money.
Oh, dude, I would totally do that if I was Wikipedia.
Yeah, change it to Dickopedia for a
Wikipedia
year.
for $1 billion. We don't have to fundraise for decades or ever. They'd never have to fundraise.
No,
again.
I mean, because how much could it cost to run the thing? I mean, it's
I don't
what?
know.
It's some servers in a building somewhere.
He said, "I will give a
You
bill."
don't have to have people. There's nobody that works for Wikipedia, right?
There's people that work for Wikipedia.
Well,
like that
everybody.
are like.
There's not a lot of people.
He says, "I will give him $1 billion if they change their name to Dickopedia." Musk wrote in a post on X, adding that it would be in the interest of accuracy.
I love that dude.
They have a $150 million budget every year.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's way more than I thought it took to run that.
for sure, dude.
Way lower than most
Yeah,
tech companies, though.
$150
But I
million.
mean, what tech? I mean, it's a.
Servers are expensive. A lot of money goes. It costs a lot of money to run servers. Plus all the bandwidth
But
they're
all it
using.
is text. I mean, it's not like they're just running a shit ton of videos and like they're not streaming. They're
It doesn't
not,
matter, man. All that server space is expensive, and the what?
He also asked a company to add a cow and a poop emoji to his Wikipedia page.
Oh damn,
Oh, that's good shit.
he's great, man. He's good for always staying in the news. I love that he has really pissed people off from. He's flipped from this what everybody thought was this liberal, tech giant hero, and now everybody's like, oh, he's a racist conservative.
Yeah.
I love that too. Like, I think I love every bit of it.
9.9 million views to that tweet. Do you
yeah.
still call it a tweet or is it an X?
I don't know what you call it anymore.
Everybody still calls it Twitter. He renamed it X, but literally everybody still calls it Twitter.
Yeah, I still call it Twitter, but I don't like Twitter, so
I don't tweet anything. I have one, but I just look at it.
I got banned from Twitter a couple of times too.
Same with Reddit. I have a Reddit, but I don't ever post anything.
I used to post on Reddit until they banned me, but maybe they were right for doing it. I don't know. I don't apologize for it. That guy was an asshole. So.
I feel like my algorithm on Reddit's messed up because literally all I get is like street fight videos and like
Because they just sense the hillbilly in you.
angry protesters and I get a lot of those videos of the environmental protesters that sit in the street and block traffic. Because I think Reddit knows that those piss me off really. You know what I mean? Like,
what's the libertarian response to those assholes?
run them over.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that? I wonder. God bless you.
God damn, that hurt.
Or I'll drive around. I mean, I would. That's another thing too. I saw one the other day where they're out in they were on their way to Burning Man.
Yeah,
And they blocked the road to Burning Man. Did y'all see any of that?
the fucking desert. Just go around.
Yeah, I was like, there's literally it's flat ground on both sides of the road. I was like, just drive out in the sand and go around.
Yeah.
But they had traffic backed up for like a mile. Like it was like hundreds and
Dude,
hundreds of cars.
that Indian cop that rolled in there was like, get the fuck out of the way.
Well, I mean, as far as the libertarian thing goes, if someone's trying to get a kid or a family member, it doesn't even have to be a kid, to the hospital at some point by blocking that road, are you violating the non-aggression?
I say go out there and kick the dog shit out of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, and the non-aggression principle is kind of.
Eat a dick with that non-aggression shit. Sometimes you have to be aggressive. This is the real world, okay? Sometimes to solve a problem, you got to beat somebody's fucking head.
I find it hard to be just 100% NAP all the time.
Yeah.
Like I agree when you're talking about like, no, don't walk down the street and just slap somebody for no reason. Sure. Don't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. But also, I mean, those guys that by sitting in the road, they're being aggressive to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So by them sitting in the road, are they violating the non-aggression?
Yeah,
principle?
they've already aggressed me. So now I'm just gonna defend myself. I guess. I don't know, man. I can't stand it because I think it's stupid. I think it's so pointless. We want to save the environment, so we're gonna sit here and block traffic and have all these cars just spew their exhaust into the air for hours while we chant our thing. That you're not doing anything to save the environment, and you're definitely not turning anybody to your point of view.
No, not at all.
If you want to stand
people off.
Oh yeah, if you want to stand on the side of the road and hand out candy and say, "Hey, this is from the the Greenpeace whatever group," I guarantee you'll get a lot more friends.
Yeah,
than blocking the road while they're trying to go to fucking work.
If you want to stand if you want to stand on the side of the road and not hand out candy and have signs that are just whatever screaming your point.
Yeah.
Fine. Whatever.
Go for it.
Get in the road, you're screwing with other people.
Yeah, they have this misguided idea that by doing these tactics, it's like these extreme tactics are going to bring awareness to their cause or whatever. No, just brings awareness to the fact that you're a piece of shit.
We're all very aware. We're all very aware.
Yeah, the environment sucks. We get it, but I got bills to pay and I want to go to the fucking concert. Leave me alone.
You're not like there's not anybody that's going to be sitting in line like 5 cars back going, why aren't we just sitting here? Oh, they're protesting up there. What are they protesting for? Oh, they're trying to save the environment. And then somebody go, man, I really should start taking my canvas bags to Walmart.
What about the person? What about the person? It'd be hemp bags, I think. But what about the person that like chains himself to a tree? They're going to cut down a forest. What do you think about that person?
Just don't cut down the tree.
Don't cut down that tree. He can't stay chained there forever.
You know what I would do?
I would cut down every tree around him.
Just dump a bunch of honey on him and then release some fire ants.
That?
Have fun with that, pal.
Or just pepper spray the shit out of him and cut down the tree next to him. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, cut down the other trees.
There's plenty of trees. They can't chain themselves to all the trees.
You know what? You can always grow a new tree.
Yeah. Hey, there was a lady that lived in a
renewable resource. It literally is.
It's like the number one renewable resource that we have. Like trees grow fairly quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually more trees in this country today than there was like 120 years ago.
Somebody did this thing. I thought it was the 50s, but yeah, it was like there's hundreds of times more trees than there ever was before.
Yeah, because you cut down one tree, you got to plant 2 more to replace it.
Well, then they invented Arbor Day, like where people go out and plant a tree on Arbor Day. And I mean, there's things like, and there's a lot of companies that have become a lot more responsible. Like these logging companies realize that there's no money in cutting down every tree.
Yeah.
Like, so for...
Well, they have an incentive to do that because they own the fucking forest.
Yeah. So for every tree we cut down, we're going to plant 2 more.
Yeah.
And we're only going to cut down trees of a certain size and, and things like that. And I mean,
how much of that do you think was inspired by these people doing that? Because public perception...
None of it.
Public perception, if you're just... You in a small community and you're just hacking away, and I think there's some of it that is pushed by public perception.
Oh yeah, public perception always plays a role in some stuff, but
yeah. So the painting the trees, paint the trees. Just paint trees.
Does it hurt? No, as long as you don't paint over the leaves, I guess.
No, it's a lot faster than growing them if you just paint them. Paint the
trees on the ground.
Paint the trees. No, that's.
What about those people like that go to the? Trees. Did you see the one where the people go to the chicken? I think it was like a chicken processing plant or whatever, and they chain themselves to the to the machine, like where they hang the chickens, and they're like, "Don't eat meat."
Oh,
that one gets
those people.
I hate people that tell me not to eat meat.
I love meat.
I hate people that tell me. I hate people that tell me that it's bad for the environment for me to eat a cow, because last time I checked, cows take care of the environment. You know what I mean?
They're part of the environment.
Yeah, they are the environment.
Yeah.
And second, I mean, okay, let's say we stop eating meat altogether. What are we going to eat?
Plants.
Crickets.
Bugs?
Crickets.
Have you ever eaten a cricket?
I ate a fried cricket one time.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's very gross. But it was like at a... it was
I had a chocolate one. I didn't think it was a grasshopper.
No, but not a fried. It was a chocolate.
I had chocolate grasshopper.
I had one that was like stir fried. It was dry as shit, disgusting.
Like a shrimp with its skin still on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I can't see it. I mean, now they're doing all kinds of crazy things with technology. Maybe you could mash all the crickets up and turn them into a nugget of some kind that I could eat.
Little barbecue.
If you
sauce.
don't,
one
if you
thing they
don't tell
do-
me what's in it, maybe if you don't tell me it's cricket protein, it's just like, it's just cornmeal and
They use it as like they'll grind up the crickets into a powder and they'll use it as like a
Flour.
additive for like a flour for bread and shit.
that's just extremely disgusting.
Is it?
Yes.
You've been eating it for a long time.
Well, don't tell me that.
Roaches and stuff in your bread. Mrs. Baird's loaded with roaches.
What is it that's got?
There
a
goes the
certain
sponsorship from Mrs. Baird's.
I don't care about Mrs. Baird's. They sold out to the Mexicans.
Bimbo.
Oh my God.
What? That was a good Texas brand, and they sold it to the damn Mexicans.
Just like everything else in this country.
Stupid bastards.
So I don't care about the. What gets me, the environmental protesters. If you want to protest for, I don't care. Whatever, do what you're going to do. But I feel like you're doing it in the wrong country.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be doing that in India or China.
China, yeah. Somebody that's spewing millions and millions of times more carbon than we are. I mean, because the United States has done everything it could in the last 20, 30 years to cut its carbon emissions. We don't have giant factories here anymore. Like,
Yeah, we do.
well, I mean, we do, but I mean, it's not like over there. Like, I mean, that's why everything's made in other countries. Like, we also Alaska.
The top
Alaska's-
5, India, the top 5 most polluted, India, polluted cities. I'm not going to say, but they're India, China, India.
Well, and like
Those fucking Indians are gross.
and like we stopped drilling. I mean, we don't even produce a lot of the fossil fuels that we could and stuff. Alaska is trying to sue the federal government right now because of all these canceled leases and stuff. Like, I mean, under the Trump administration, they were planning on drilling.
Yeah.
I mean, drill, baby, drill. If it's there, let's pull it out of the ground. I mean, but it's all trying to save the environment.
Do you keep up with like the battery tech or anything? You read anything about that?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you see that shit that Toyota said the other day? Toyota has said that they have developed a solid state battery that can go take a car 900 miles on a single charge. You can charge it
I
up
think
in
it was
10
a little
minutes.
over.
Yeah, 930 something miles. And you can recharge it in 10 minutes.
oh shit,
Yeah.
what's it made out of? Lithium
Battery
probably?
stuff.
Yeah.
Battery stuff.
I don't know.
Oh
If
no!
I knew
All I know is it's bad for the environment to make those batteries. Like, I mean,
it's different than lithium. They use something else. I don't know.
have you seen those?
Battery
Have you
stuff.
seen those mines over there in China and India where they where they pull this shit out of the ground for these batteries?
Hey man, you got to pull where else are we gonna get shit? We just can't fabricate it out of midair, out of just space and time.
Asteroid mining.
If the aliens
Eventually,
if the aliens would just give us the technology, we would.
the fucking aliens aren't gonna do that. They don't want they. You know what? They look at us and they're like, those stupid hairless fucking apes are really good at killing each other. If we give them this stuff, they'll advance. They'll come after us.
They'll just make electrical
they
tanks.
like fucking and fighting. So they're coming after us.
Yeah. Okay. So they have a partnership. Toyota's partnership with Japanese company.
The fuck is going on in that picture?
I don't know. Mass production, solid state electrolytes.
No.
No. I messed that up. Develop mass production technology of solid electrolytes, inching the automotive giant ever closer to large scale production of solid state batteries for EVs.
Yeah.
Solid state batteries are a big deal. I mean, if they could really make one that goes that long.
Yeah, that's the old one. They signed a new deal with another company that they said that the tech that company had will take it from 745 miles to 900.
Yeah. With a 10-minute charging time.
Yeah.
I will always own a gasoline powered vehicle,
Even
no matter
even
what.
if you go 1,000 miles on a single
Even
charge.
if I have one of those too. But I mean, I'm saying I'm going to keep one
Oh, just in case the
Yeah.
apocalypse or whatnot.
or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to keep a truck.
What if you can't fuel it? What if there's no more gas?
Well, then I need
Moonshine.
I need to change it over to
making-
biofuel or something. Yeah, I got to figure out how to a way
Running
to
it off French fry grease.
I got to make sure I got to figure out some way to do it because you
Buy
can't.
diesel.
These
No, what you do is you just get a generator with a hand crank and you just I'm gonna charge my car.
it doesn't sound fun. But neither just trying to figure out how to make biofuel, I guess. So like, I don't know, man. I feel like it's just, and maybe it's a nostalgia thing.
I think you'll be able to buy it for a long time to come. You might not be able to buy it at a gas pump. Maybe you buy it from an auto parts store. I mean, they already kind of do that with some of like the
racing
the
fuels.
racing fuels and
the
stuff
race,
like
like
that,
racing fuels and stuff. You
super
just
expensive, but
buy a 5-gallon jug for $59 or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's all part of the globalist agenda to put us all on the whatever. I was going somewhere with that and I lost it.
Well, I don't. Okay, all the electric cars too. They're going more towards the automated driving and
So they can tap into your shit and drive you into a tree at 100 miles an hour.
What's the Will Smith movie?
iRobot.
Yeah. Where the car kind of like it kills
Well, I feel like
That's a pretty cool car though, because it goes upside down on buildings and stuff.
Well, I think somebody hacked the AI of whatever dude's car and it killed him.
There was a guy that they think that happened. Like somebody who was driving a Tesla, they think somebody like an intelligence agency hacked his car and drove him into a tree or something.
I don't like that.
My deal. I think I worry.
That's
more
why
about
you just go in and you cut out the Wi-Fi you cut out all the antennas.
Well, I don't know enough about how any of that shit works.
I think my biggest fear, not so much as that, is my biggest fear is like with electronic cars and all that self-driving, along with the social credit score aspect of it. For example, this podcast does not score us high on the social credit score.
Why?
Deal.
What have we done wrong?
Because I say fuck the government and
just in general, midgets.
Everything. We talk about beating up midgets.
So
stole my bike.
Did you kick that guy's ass?
I was very close. I mean, and I.
Do you think that's not good optics to beat the shit out of a midget?
Yeah, I mean, especially on like it's a busy residential street where I caught him to, like 5 or 6 cars past us, and I'm sure like to them, I'm just standing there like I'm stealing a bike from a kid. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like berating this little kid, pointing my finger in his face and everything. Yeah, I mean, I told him in no uncertain terms, like if I see you on my side of town, I will hit you with my truck.
Jesus Christ!
Like, I mean, I'm like you, dude. I sat here and I had to watch my kid cry.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like my 10-year-old, I guess he was 11 at that point. He was crying over this bike. It was his prized possession. He rides it every day. You should have taken your kid
down there and had him fight that midget.
I asked him if he wanted to, and he was like, "No, I'm just glad I got the bike back."
Oh.
But we'll set it up. We'll sell tickets.
Yeah, I was totally.
That's a good idea. Kids versus midgets.
I was ready. If he wasn't going to give it back to me, I was totally ready to violate.
Did he give you any grief?
Well, you didn't really. You're recovering stolen property.
Yeah.
So did he give you any grief about taking it back?
No, totally not. No, here you go. Yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah,
very apologetic.
Because you're a full-grown man and he's a little midget. What's he gonna do?
Nothing.
Even if he knows karate, he can't hit you very hard. You can just pick him up and throw him.
Anyway, it wasn't my finest moment, but
was it the finest moment of your life? Beat that midget up. That's how you should start telling the story. Like he pulled out a knife and then you took it from him and you had to fight his ass.
I'm always honest about my fight stories. I've lost 90% of the fights I've ever been in, but I get out there every single time.
Yeah.
But I got out and I said, "Hey man, where'd you get that bike?" And he was like, "Oh, hey," and he recognized me. We know each other, like from he hung out with some people that lived across the street from me back in the day. He works at Kroger. He hangs out with a lot of the same people I hung out with, and everybody. I mean, he's a midget in a small town. Everybody knows who he is, right?
Yeah.
What was the girl that was that danced around town?
Audrey.
Yeah. Did you ever see those videos?
No, I know about there's a guy in Denison that dances.
Oh man, Cleveland's got some crazies.
Yeah, they have people like she's just no music, no.
Yeah.
I think she moved. She's a homeless chick.
It's like zombie-ish
dancing. She's got something wrong with her. She's like,
I thought it was drugs. Is it something wrong?
I think either that or she's fried her brain like completely. Like she's not. Yeah. She's done so many drugs that there's now something wrong with her.
I saw a guy walking around with a Rangers jersey on and a Texas flag, and he's waving at everybody on my way over here. I was like, well, look at that stupid asshole.
There's a video not too long. I was in Cleveland, and this lady goes out on her front porch. She's got a front porch swing, and there's just some woman sleeping on her front porch swing. She was like, "What are you doing?" Lady wakes up. She's like, "I'm with the volunteer fire department." It's like, great. Why are you sleeping on my porch?
They don't know I'm with them, but I'm volunteering.
I'm just guarding your house, making sure.
Just making sure nothing caught fire.
God damn.
What are you doing out here? I'm with the volunteer fire department.
No, man. Okay, I got another one over by my house. Like, they're right behind my house. There's another house, and then right behind that is a car wash with like a little what do you call it? Like a Mexican ice cream store in front of it or whatever. they have all the little drinks. And anyway, that's beside the point. My neighbor comes over. I live in a very Hispanic neighborhood. A lot of my neighbors don't speak a lot of English. We wave at each other a lot. I don't know a whole lot of their names. I've lived in the same house for 6, almost 7 years, and we just kind of come and go. Yeah, whatever. But my neighbor next door, it's a lady, and she comes over with her kid. Her husband works out of town all the time, and she comes over and she's trying to tell me the best way she can is that there's somebody asleep in my backyard.
Your backyard?
Like, her backyard.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I don't know what to do. There's a lady. She's sleeping. I was like, okay, let her sleep. She was like, no, she's in my yard. She's in my yard. And I was like, oh, I mean, okay, what do you want me to do? She's like, you go talk English. And I was like, and what, you want me to tell her to get the fuck out? And she was like, yes, please, come help. And so I go over there. This lady's got her shoes off. She's got like everything kind of arranged around her on the ground, like cigarettes, and here's like a little, like an off-brand Yeti looking cup kind of thing, and like all of her little stuff, her shirt and everything, and she's just laying there in her bra and her pants, like I'm like a 50-something-year-old woman.
What time of day? What time are we talking?
Maybe I was off work. It was Saturday, so probably 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, jeez.
And she's just laying there like with her eyes closed. And at first I was like, maybe we need to call an ambulance, because this something happened. Well, when I walk up, I go, hey. And she kind of opens her eyes and she sits up and she goes, oh, hi. I was just interested in purchasing this property and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, and she starts talking about buying the house. I was like, ma'am, you need to get your shit and you need to get out of here because this lady's about to call the cops. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, she's about to call the police on you. Like you're in somebody's backyard, and she was like, oh, sorry. And I thought and she, and I could tell she's not registering what's going on or whatever. She's either on drugs or drunk, or she's just mentally unstable. And so I let her get all of her stuff together, and I take her out of the gate. She immediately walks around the fence and goes right over there to the car wash and lays down in one of the stalls and starts setting her stuff out.
Jesus Christ.
And so I went in the back and I talked to my wife, and I was like, what do I do? She can't stay over there neither, because now my kids play outside. You know what I mean? Like they hang around, that my kids ride their bikes in that parking lot and all this stuff. I don't want it. Sorry. I don't want it. And my wife was like, well, go over there and tell her to get out. And I was like, okay. So I had to go over there again. And then now at this point, she's belligerent because she's like, well, this is my house. And I was like, ma'am, this is a car wash. And she's like, I'm not going anywhere. And I was like, you are going to leave. You're going to leave, or I'm going to make you leave. Or the police will come down here and they'll make you leave. And she was like, well, I live here. And I was like, ma'am, you do not live here. This is a car wash. And so I ended up having to call the police. The police came down there. As soon as that officer pulled up, he knew exactly who she was. He was like, oh, I can't think of her name. But, he was like, oh, that's blah, blah, blah. We run into her all the time. She's a frequent flyer, And I was like, man, that's crazy. He goes, yeah, look, we'll get her to move on. We'll tell her she's not welcome over here. And I was like, yeah, look, we just got kids and stuff that play out here. And he was like, no, I totally understand. You do not want your kids coming over here and talking to her. And I was like, but
God damn.
And this is in a small town, man.
Yeah. It's everywhere though.
Cleveland's 30,000 people, right? Or so, it's not huge, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's
not Dallas.
It's getting wild, man.
Yeah. I think the meth and stuff is just getting wild. It's been wild for a while, but we're seeing some of the aftermath. We're seeing years of meth use now.
Hey, and if this sounds racist, y'all can cut it out later. But meth did to white people what crack did to black people.
Yeah,
how's that racist? That's just a fact.
Dave Chappelle,
I'm just saying,
meth is white people crack.
Yeah, it's the worst thing that ever happened to white people.
It's rural America. It
killed them.
Yeah,
I just wish
I think Dave
cocaine.
Chappelle has a whole skit on that's pretty good.
And the only thing that saved me is I watched my dad just kind of deteriorate from drug use and stuff like that. And so that, even in high school and stuff, I knew he was doing dope. God rest his soul, he's gone now. But I never even thought about, oh, maybe I should try it, or maybe I'm gonna smoke a little methamphetamine. No, because I see what it does to people, and it's terrible.
Yeah,
I just don't understand. Terrible. Like, I have a friend that she used to be a heroin addict, and I asked her.
I've done a little bit of heroin,
but I was like, you're not a stupid person. Like, what heroin does, right? So why did you even do that? She's like, I don't know.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I I guess you're not as smart as I thought you were.
Well, and
I've never run across heroin and was like, that sounds like, let's try it out.
Well, that's what always got me is
maybe a little bit.
I never met someone doing meth or anything else that I thought, man, they got it together.
They're really on top of their shit.
Never met someone that was like, they're living a good life doing that.
I have.
Have you?
Not me.
No.
It's not true. That's
I used to smoke a little bit of the ganja.
Oh, I still do.
I hate you so much. I wish I could. Stupid fucking job.
It's your job.
Raytheon, give us money. Just anybody.
Don't tell my job. But no, I don't care.
I wish. I love weed. I think everybody should smoke weed. It's good for you.
It's probably the only thing that keeps me regular. You know, I used to.
Like you can't poop or something without smoking.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. You know, when I was younger, I took antidepressants and stuff, and you can't take them and drink beer, and I love drinking beer.
Yeah,
you can
take them and drink beer.
Not me.
It just throws you off.
Yeah, it really kind of. It's almost like it turns them from antidepressants to just straight depressants.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Well,
like,
it's
like it takes the I think, off of it when you drink beer with it. But no, it didn't mix well, and so I had to pick one or the other, and I chose beer. But
I'm sorry, not laughing.
But yeah, the weed. I mean, shit. It's the greatest thing ever. God put it on this planet for us.
What's crazy to me is the amount of people, like people that you wouldn't even think that do smoke.
If I lived in Colorado, I'd microdose mushrooms every day.
I love mushrooms.
But what's crazy to me is the amount of like respectable people, and I say that just mean like just regular people that do smoke. Maybe not even daily, but recreationally, right? And it's still
What
illegal.
makes somebody a respectable
It's only
person?
a matter of time.
I'm just saying, someone that maybe 10 years ago you wouldn't have. There's no way they would have done.
It's
There, maybe 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, but now everybody realizes it's not the devil's weed.
And it's only a matter of time. I think it's really kind of lost its status as like one of those terrible drugs. Yeah, like you know, it's really kind of everybody in this country knows what's up. The state of Texas is only behind the ball because it's super conservative, but I think it's only a matter of time. You got this company. Look, I sell metal to a company here at the north end of Cleveland, Eden Green. They have a greenhouse over here.
Yeah.
And they're building another 40,000 square foot building pretty soon. When I talk to the guy that runs that one, he goes, man, this is the one we have in Texas, because they have ones in Tennessee, they have one in Oklahoma, they have one everywhere else. He goes, the one in Texas is the only one we own that doesn't grow marijuana. He goes,
what do they grow there?
Like produce, lettuce, and tomatoes.
Yeah, it's the
and stuff
indoor
like that.
farm company. Yeah.
And so, you know, he's like, this is the only one that doesn't have like a marijuana grow. And he goes, the only reason I can think of that they're building all these extra grow houses,
Getting ready
is
for
because
it.
they know that they want to be ready. They want to be right there ready when it comes. As soon as they vote it legal, Eden Green's throwing away all that lettuce. You know what I mean? They're going to just
No more lettuce.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What would you rather eat, lettuce
There's so
or
much
weed?
money in it, man. And we're building these grow houses in Oklahoma. Not us, but we're selling the material to these grow houses in Oklahoma that are 300 foot wide by 500 foot long. I mean, like huge football field sized buildings. Then they're just growing massive amounts of money.
Yeah, and their market is fucking tiny as shit too.
And so imagine what it could be here.
What's crazy is they overwhelmingly rejected legalization there.
My cousin works for an accounting firm. He's a CPA here in Cleveland. He has a little side deal. It's called Homegrown Solutions. He does accounting and banking assistance for these companies that deal with weed. Because, you know, there's a lot of banks you can't even put your money in.
Yeah, it's illegal.
You can't put weed money in. Yeah. And so he hooks you up with banks that will take your money. He hooks you up with banks that will lend you money. I mean, and he does it all from here in Cleveland. His office is right here in Cleveland. And he helps people all over the country, like, make these. I mean, it's happening, man. It's
just a matter of time. It's just you got to get the right guy in office, and I don't know. Joe Biden's not it because he's been an anti-weed forever.
Yeah, well, he's anti whatever they tell him to be.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you ask him,
Hot Wheels, fucking Governor Hot Wheels will never do it. He said as long as he's governor, it'll never happen in Texas.
I don't like that dude either. But
Well, we have been all over the place today.
What are we
it's
doing?
been. I mean, I think we're coming up on 2 hours.
About an hour and a half.
Hour
2
and a half?
hours. Yeah, it
2
probably
hours,
is
something
2
like
hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
I fucked up the file, but whatever.
but Appreciate
y'all will have to edit it down, I'm sure, but
Nah, it's just gonna go the way it is, just to
yeah.
irritate him.
So, but
I love it, man. I'm more than happy to come anytime y'all want me. I love hanging out with
for
y'all.
sure, man.
Let's do it.
We'll do it again.
Yeah,
We're and before too long,
I'll be the fill-in anytime that people flake out on y'all.
awesome. Yeah, that'll work.
Call me at the last minute and be like, "Hey, this dude
This dude
didn't show
do it.
up. You want to come talk bullshit for a little bit?" And I'll be like, "Yeah,
we'll
do
have you
that.
back on here pretty shortly too, because we'll try to do the whole JCLP one again.
yeah."
So have,
that,
Everybody's
and,
gonna have their own mic too,
yeah.
so we don't have to worry about that.
that. Yeah, and I want to do one. I know I didn't really get a chance to touch on it tonight. I have some things about the JFK assassination I want to talk about.
Oh yeah.
But that's coming up, November 22nd. Maybe we can do something.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do that.
For
Let's
like,
do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
for the
definitely have
JFK
to
thing.
educate us because I
Oh man,
don't know
I've
shit
got
about it.
I could go on and on. And on.
Oh, that sounds good. We'll do it.
All right. Well, thanks, Burl. Thanks for
Hey, thanks
coming.
for having
Sitting.
me. I love it.
Thanks.
All right,
See
guys.
ya.
Next time.